All right, and should be good.
All right. Um, so 2 weeks ago, the party, with an incredible um, survival check, was able to make their way from the outskirts of the Lubinda swamp up through the mountains and was accosted very briefly by a group of drow making their way through the mountains. As they've made it, um, a very short conversation was had, followed by a very quick and very bloody uh, scuffle between the two parties that ended in the loss of an axe beak, but the rest of the party making it out unscathed for the most part. There's some low HP totals at the end of it. Um, but you've succeeded in getting rid of these individuals. Not entirely sure what their mission was during all of this. Afterwards, you did not find any notes that described everything they were doing in great detail, which should be unsurprising for most folks, seeing as that's not the wisest thing for your operatives to be running around with. Nonetheless, you made it to the city of Humperduke itself, found your way to the lower tier, coming from the top side of the city, and after making your way to a local lodge slash bar within the city called the Soot Swallow Lodge, a booth was found, and we left off with Yotev introducing the party to his daughter, a waitress there at the Soot Swallow Lodge. And that is where we will go ahead and pick up. So for everyone else, you have just made it into the city of Humperduke. You're in a sort of large, open-areaed tavern. It is currently like 3:34-ish, I think. So most of the people are still at work. It's relatively empty here, but there are a large number of folks that are running around outside doing their sort of daily tasks, doing their normal business. Whenever you have this, whenever you entered this area, you saw that the entire interior was basically empty, save for a couple of workers and a dwarvish individual behind the bar. Tall ceiling, sort of raftered roof, a sort of cozier, almost woodsman-esque style interior to the lodge. Gives a very adventurous sort of air to it and seems to almost cater towards individuals who don't necessarily live within the city. Once finding your way here, you are met with a young-looking, now that you know that it is Yotev's daughter. At first, she looked sort of half-orcish, but instead looks, now that you've put that together, you can tell that she definitely looks more half-goblin, half some other medium-sized humanoid race. That makes her a little taller than her father, but mostly has sort of goblin-esque features.
And remind the old person,
Yep.
what is her name?
Her name is Tanya.
Thank you.
Of course. So, Yotev, you just sort of dropped that on everybody, and she looks at you confused for a bit and goes, I'm sorry, is this some kind of joke?
No, it is. It's Yotev. there's like not a lot of people in there, right? You said it was just like the couple workers, the bartender, and
There's
her.
a couple of other waiters, and then the bartender.
Yotev is really gonna look around and kind of like see, like, cause he might be familiar with and see if anyone that he might know could be affiliated with some people that he knows within town that he might be trying to avoid. Like quick glances.
This is not necessarily a perception check because it's not like people are hiding here. So go ahead and make a we'll call it a history check to see if you remember any of the faces.
Okay. 14.
14. You definitely remember the dwarf behind the bar as Umbric Steelmantle, but that is the only person you recognize. If the other waiters are working for someone, you have not met them before, or you've not seen them before.
With the knowledge that the bartender is familiar and just knowing that, Yotev is going to look to Tanya and say, Yotev can show you if, but it has to be private. If we could go into a private room.
But does she know it's you? You don't look like you. That's a very weird thing to just walk up to somebody and be like, hey, take me.
Yes. Yotev, no, you don't know. You don't
I'm
understand.
just saying, maybe you should see my stuff before you're like, hey. I'm just saying.
Sorry. You're right. Yotev is definitely struggling in this interaction.
Perhaps we have a person, or we have a friend who could probably help with this. As in, Kenji could probably. Did we lose Caleb? No.
No.
Somebody disconnected.
No, he's chilling.
Kenji might be able to do some sort of mind link between you two.
Actually, really
That's who we
quick.
lost.
That's for God to decide.
Oh,
Let's see what I have.
I don't know how far he wants to push the thing, but I'm not opposed.
Can I, like, very small in front of her, do a minor illusion of what I know Yotev to look like, and then him turning into that, like his disguise, quote unquote, in front of her as discreetly as possible? Like,
Yeah, make
very
a-
tiny people, you know what I'm about to say?
Make a persuasion check. Roll with advantage.
I'm not very good at persuasion. I got an 11 and a 12 plus. Oh, just kidding. Plus 7, so 19. 12 plus 7, yeah, 19.
She kind of quickly looks back towards you, Yotev, or the half-orc version of Tyrion Darrington, and says, "Prove it. Show me something of his. Of yours."
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, what's in my inventory? Hold on, I gotta look see what's in here.
I would assume your gauntlet.
While trying not to be like super crazy, off of his finger, he's going to remove one of the ring that he's been wearing since the beginning, and say, "This, the wedding band that your mother and Yotev had."
She sort of wells up a little bit and grabs you by the shoulder to bring you into a hug and just sort of holds you there for a few seconds. And then remembers that you're trying to be a little subtle or secretive and pushes away a bit and goes,
What?
So you did get my letter then? You came to help?
Oh.
Your letter?
Yeah.
No,
I
no,
assume
you
it's
have
the-
not received a letter yet. What's going on?
And she kind of looks around and goes, maybe we need to find a quiet place like you said.
Aye, sounds good. These are friends; they can be trusted.
She sort of,
I said, do we get to kill people?
I
No.
don't. I hope not.
How about just rough them up, scare the shit out of them, maybe?
Let's get some information first. We're gonna go into a private place, Varnex. I know Yotev knows you're eager.
She sort of takes a step away and goes over towards the bar and has a quick conversation with the barkeep, who sort of looks at all of you over her shoulder, looks back at her and shrugs, and hands a key over, and she sort of gestures or nods her head in a direction for you to follow her, and she begins to head upstairs to the second floor.
Awesome.
Get up and follow.
Yep. Yotev is getting up and following.
So as you follow up, there are a line of doors, and she goes to like the third one, starts to sort of puts the key in the lock, opens it, and leaves the door open behind her for you to follow in. Who all is gonna go? Who all is going upstairs for this conversation?
Mr. Goblin Man is going.
Arnex.
I'm going.
If there's enough room, I guess.
The room's not particularly small.
Oh, actually,
So three
you
of
know
our
what
people
I'll
could
do?
be mad tiny.
I'll by the stairs. I am going to sit. I'm gonna like slump and then have my head cocked to one side and look like I've just been like casually tossed down like an actual doll, and then just keep watch.
Okay. Got it.
Just realizing that there's still danger for Yotev.
And you can like send a message to us telepathically without us being in there, right? Or do you have to we have to be in the same room? I forget exactly how your tech thoughts stuff works.
I don't know if it's line of sight or not, but worst case, I can detect thoughts, detect your presence, and then send you a message.
Gotcha.
Because I can communicate with. So, like, worst case, I'll need to read up on it.
The current way that it works is it is a creature you can see within 60 feet of you. So even if you know where they're at, you have to see them.
Yes. So then I would have to detect thoughts if it was an emergency.
Gotcha.
Because then I can detect the presence of other minds, and then I
Well,
can.
I tell you what. I'll
So
just stand
even
outside
then,
the door.
it does specifically say
I
that
can
you
read
can
their
see.
mind. I can read
Yes.
their mind if I can detect their presence. Oh well, fuck.
Yeah.
me. Surely I have.
I'll stand
messages.
outside the door. I'll stand outside the door
Okay.
and guard the door, to where I can keep an eye on.
It's
Kenji as
never
well.
gonna be a problem. It's fine.
But no, it's good.
You know what? To make it easier so that
You
you don't
should
have to
put 'em
do
up,
that,
flip and beat them
that'll be Killian if you want to be inside. Killian can stand guard since he's
There you go.
steps out here.
Okay,
That makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
So Killian just sort of stands outside. He goes to the end of the hall and sits, so he's not like standing right in front of the door, making it obvious which one's having a secret meeting in. But he pulls up like a stool, sits there, and basically starts giving off an air of try something, I fucking dare you.
Yeah, I was gonna do the same thing.
Effectively, yeah. So, Aiden, Cassandra, are you going as well?
Mm.
Okay. Cool. So all of you make your way upstairs, get into the room, and with all of you in there, it's a little cramped, but it's not super bad. And she turns towards you, Yotev, and says, well, I guess, first. She sort of looks around at everybody, a little off-put by some of you, considering how intimidating a couple of the folks are. Intimidating / creepy some of the folks are.
Normal.
Yeah. But she says, good afternoon. My name's Tanya. Tanya Ironsnarf. I assume you're all friends with... Sort of looks over at you. With my dad.
It's at this point, Yotev, I think, once he gets inside and we're like in a private, he's going to release the disguise self.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, these are all dear friends of Yotev. Saved his life many a time. The small one in very bright colors is Cassandra, the one who looks like
come
you
up
would.
with a sneaky name, but we'll get to that.
The one that looks like you could set the entire room on fire if he just looked at it. That is Aiden. The one that limped over on the side outside is Kenji, the one that's the doll. Outside sitting with him is Killian, the one who's very gray. And this very scary demonic dragon man is Varnex.
What's up?
You've made interesting friends, but it's good to meet you all. So she sort of turns towards you. The letter, you never got it? I sent that weeks ago.
Some particular. Did you send it to Diastok?
It was supposed to go. Hold on, let me double check something.
To Darian Darrington?
You weren't even close on spelling this, right?
There's one letter without two.
She says, well, I got your letter, and I responded and sent it back to you in kind, to the same place that you had sent it off from. I don't know why it wouldn't have gotten to you. It's been plenty of time, but
Yes. Yotev can briefly explain. Almost immediately after Yotev had sent that letter out, Yotev was kidnapped and for a few days locked away. Some very important things were stolen. But Yotev escaped. Don't let your father fool you into thinking he's an old man. But Yotev escaped and got reunited with his friends in Zadash, where we've been for just a couple of days before traveling out this way. We're passing through on our way to Shady Creek Run, but Yotev wanted to check in and see if you all were okay.
I kind of looks down a bit awkwardly and said, I thought you came because of my letter. But that's fine.
What was in your letter?
You asked how Vincent's doing. He would tell you that he's doing great. I'm not so convinced. He's been called back from the front lines to be back in Hupperduke.
He's here.
Yeah,
Who's a Vincent?
Though
Yotev's son.
Okay.
he's
You kids?
Yotev gets around.
That's not. How many kids?
Jesus.
She gives you like a very pointed, uncomfortable look at that comment, but does not say anything.
Sorry.
But she says, he came back because they have some kind of new initiative they're trying to start. Something that apparently hasn't been working well, and they needed volunteers. And when he heard that the initiative was going to be done in Hupperduke, he was one of the first to sign up. Because he thought he'd be able to come home and see us.
Do you know what's going on with the initiative?
It's secret, and he doesn't tell us much, but from what he's been telling us, it sounds dangerous. They've been... There are a lot of rumors going around in the city that things that are things being created or engineered by some of the tinkerers here, some of the artificers that are for the war effort, and I know that they've got Sparkle Spell working on things, and Sinden's apparently been helping them get things done, and I don't know. It's been... I've been concerned because the things that I've been hearing are not they don't sound safe.
No,
Why do I
not-
know the name? Sorry. Why do I know the name Senden? That's not who we saw. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
With the Sparkle Spell and Sinden working on things, it's all going to be haphazard. It's not going to be good at all. Question though, Tanya, you haven't heard of a Decaneth working here, a Danian Decaneth?
He's not working here. He's the one that went around recruiting people to take part in this initiative. All I know is that recently, Vincent's been talking about how there's been some sort of a major breakthrough, and this initiative has had some sort of new idea or new concept to try, and they've been working on getting that up and running in the last couple of days. Or week, I guess, at this point.
So, the people who had kidnapped your father were the Ivory Claw, and it seems like Decaneth may have been the person who bought Yotev Loan. He's gonna hand over the journal that he got forever ago, from the backpack that he got, to like show what like it says to her. Yotev only know the Kenneth name because of this, and thinking that they took Yotev's plans, which could be very dangerous if they're cutting corners. And everyone is in serious danger.
She sort of opens it up and scans through. It's not necessarily that Kenneth had purchased your debt.
Right.
Rather that the Ivory Claw had purchased your debt, and as a means of making up for some of it, they've sold your plans to
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 Kenneth.
Kenneth.
Yes. There we go.
And so she sort of reads this over, and she goes, "What kind of things did they take? I know you've been working on a lot of different projects, but
Yotev has probably since like kind of redone and reworked some of his plans that he had, just because it's been several days and he needs to make sure that things are written down to keep working on stuff. But he'll pull like one of them out just to show. Yotev is working on this, but you know, it's very, very dangerous and not very concrete here. But and then he's going to go into his armor. Well, he's already in his armor. He's been in his armor because we're just going out from adventuring. And I just need to look at things really quick before doing this just as a showy thing. Can I use it again so you complete a long rest? Okay, yeah. So he will not get big here, because he also did get big earlier in the fight. We haven't long rested since then. But Yotev is basically going to show off his armor and be like, this is what Yotev is working on. It's taking time and plenty of resources, but that is the end goal here. And like on the plans, there's probably like like crazy size comparisons of like person, armor suit, and like big monster. Just to show like for scale.
She is looking down at it. It is incredibly concerned as what she's reading. She kind of looks up and goes, this is what they stole. Or was it something else?
This is roughly what they stole. Yotev has made modifications and adjustments to formulas since then. The plans back then were not concrete, but
So they didn't just
might
steal.
have... Oh, go ahead.
They didn't just steal your idea. They stole a rough draft of your idea.
Yes.
Untested.
The rough draft would contain the things that would be, and he's gonna like show the prototype core that's in the suit. They're attempting to make this, and this is only prototype. Yotev couldn't even power it until weird interdimensional things happened, and it's a long story.
She looks a bit confused on that one, but doesn't press it, considering you say it's a long story. She goes to look at what you're sort of showing. It says, this is a lot, and I'm a little bit more worried about Vincent now. He seems confident in what they're building. He seems to think that it's going to be something big and impressive, but she sort of swallows hard after looking at this and goes, I'm a bit worried now. It sounds like if this is what they're working on, it sounds like he's volunteered to be a test pilot for something like this.
No. And how does your mother feel about all of this?
She trusts him and his judgment, and she's just sort of happy that he's back in town for now. Make an insight check for me, Yotev.
Yeah, I got you. An 8.
8. Cool.
Everything's dandy.
Bless her heart, that woman. You'd have loved that she support her son. But if she knew what we know now, she might be a little more concerned.
I so kind of looks down a bit. You said you are only passing through, though, right?
We were. I mean,
Yotev is just kind of gonna look at the party that's in the room.
Yotev knows that you all have very important things to accomplish, and that you have helped Yotev many a time already in our adventures. So if Yotev needs to stay here for now. Whether you aid Yotev is up to you. Yotev will not force you to help and fight a fight that is not yours.
I don't think there was a question of leaving you.
I guess that would go towards that'd be aimed at like Varnex, Cassandra, Aiden. Because Kenji, you're still watching, right? Out on the stairs, not in the room, and so is Killian.
Mm-hmm. Which, knowing Killian, you know he doesn't have a lot of a tie to what's happening in Shady Creek Run. He likely wouldn't want to separate from the entire group necessarily, but if you were to say, I'm staying here to fix this, you know Killian's probably going to stick behind and do the same. So at the very least, Yotev, you've got that sort of knowledge or solace in the back of your head, but as for everyone else, it's up to them.
Well,
Split
my guy's
the
not
party.
going anywhere. We're not even there yet, so however long it takes here, I'm good with.
Your willingness to help people you've just met is admirable. So thank you. She looks towards you, Yotev, and says, I don't know where this is taking place, where this training is happening. Maybe you could sort of looks uncomfortable a little bit at the thought, but says, follow Vincent? Or maybe if you were to find Sinden, you could get it out of him. Or the sparkle spells even.
Yotev does not know where to start because Yotev, as you know, doesn't have many friends in Hupperdook. Not these days. And we know how your brother feels about Yotev. Things are so complicated right now.
Maybe Stone Eye would know?
Is that a name I recognize? I'm
It
just
should
need to
be.
know if that. Yeah, I think it's in the list.
It is.
What was the name you said again? I'm sorry. I like
Last name was Stone Eye.
Stone Eye. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Stone Eye Grimnir. That might be a good place to start. Tell Yotev, is she still at the temple, or where she practices, whatever.
Mhm.
Okay. Where have you all been staying? Are you all living together still? Is Vincent staying with you, or is he elsewhere?
Vincent has been staying with the guard because he's now part of the acting
Sure.
army, the Crown's Guard. I have been staying here. She rocks a bit awkwardly and goes, Mom has been mostly held up in the temples.
Right. Right. Okay. As long as you have a place to stay and are being fed,
Mhm.
Yotev is content there.
And Yotev is actually going to hand her he's gonna hand her 9 platinum and say,
Here. This is for you. Please.
Go ahead.
No. Just take care of yourself. You know your father wants to make sure you're well.
She kind of goes a little bug-eyed at the sheer amount of money you dropped, and said, shouldn't you be saving this? Aren't you working off debts still?
Yes.
I don't. She takes. You gave it in full platinum, which makes it incredibly hard to take any less. So she takes like a singular piece of platinum, tries to hand you back the 80, and says, "You have to keep some of this to work towards that. You can't."
Take it. It is, as of right now, Yotev is more concerned about you, your mother, and your brother than himself.
Can I make a suggestion? Might overstep, but you can't really help others if you don't help yourself first.
Cassandra, you don't know what it is to be a parent. Sometimes your family comes first.
this is so ironic.
Yeah, the irony is not lost.
I'm so sorry. Cass isn't laughing, to be clear.
Yeah.
No, I 100% understand.
Sorry. Try again.
Can we do more of those? Can we do more of those where if in real life they would not be true, but in game they are? Because that was awesome.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
Besides, we have other plans to take care of the problem that Yotev has with his debt.
She looks a bit concerned when you say that, and sort of looks around at the others, like trying to read people as to what the fuck that means.
I'm gonna die, it's fine.
Well, I'll tell you this, just to put your mind at ease, Tanya, that when I'm done, the Ivory Claw will not be looking for Yotev anymore.
She looks more worried, but kind of does her best to stifle it, though not very well. And she just sort of looks at you, Yotev, and she shakes her head a little bit, like, there has to be some other. This can't be the.
Yotev's plan to originally get rid of this debt was in, and he's holding up the blueprint, was in this. If whatever is lying around here and happening and brewing up around here keeps going, this won't work. Ever again. Also, the other route is Plan B. It's failsafe.
Plan B is to get rid of the organization holding your debts. Your
That's not plan B, that's plan A.
That is his plan A.
You couldn't come up with any other plan in between.
I really like her.
She's great, isn't she?
I don't think you understand. It doesn't matter about his debt. This is a personal thing for me.
It happens to be a two birds, one stone kind of vibe. Unintentionally. So that part's true. It's got nothing to do with Yotev or you. He's just a little murder crazy. It's fine.
Not like sociopathically, that specifically certain people that he's kind of more murdery towards.
I mean,
You know what makes the grass grow, right?
Outside.
We
I'm
don't
just
we
looking-
don't need to have this conversation here right now.
Yeah,
Blood.
outside, just looking at like Killian, be like, I wonder what they're talking about in there.
murder.
I hope she.
The
likes
longer
us.
this conversation goes on, the more concerned she seems to become. But she sort of shakes her head and says, if this is your plan, I sort of looks uncomfortable even thinking emphasis. I guess it will be a faster way of getting rid of the debts. I just hoped it doesn't matter. We can figure out whatever that is later. If you
Yes.
are staying, helping, I can do my best to try to talk to Vincent tonight. He's supposed to be meeting Mom and I for dinner. I can see if I can figure out anything about this project beyond what I already know.
Yo, Tev, are you on good terms with your wife?
It's very assumptuous for you
Her
to say
mother?
wife.
I know. I'm gonna let him go have a nice dinner.
The ex-wife. But-
Oh, shocker.
Never mind.
Around.
Wow, that's very presumptuous of you, Cassandra. Like,
You're the one that
very-
said you get around. This is not
Oh,
presumptuous of me.
God.
I
no.
said
Oh, I
you
guess
assume
that is.
You're not married.
Yotev, I guess, is that that was probably not exactly the right thing to say at that moment. That is not what happened at all. No. Never. Financial problems are really hard to live with, and we don't need to talk about this right now.
Oh, so it was
So,
money. That
well,
makes
I do
way
have a-
more sense.
I do have.
You know,
I do have a question.
Yotev does not need to sit here and listen to this.
How many other
Done.
kids have you got that are gonna spring up
I
in some
asked
other
that
town?
earlier. How many kids do you
These
have?
two. Okay, these are the only ones that I
Say
know.
you got
That you know of.
more.
No. Yotev was.
What do you say?
You don't need to talk about this. Yotev's daughter's right here. It's a little uncomfortable, as you can see. She's really uncomfortable. Look, Yotev does not want to talk about this right here in front of his daughter.
She's an adult.
I'm
I
just
hope-
gonna sip my coffee.
I hope she likes us, Killian. I bet she does. Cassandra usually makes a really good impression.
I said I liked her. She's great.
Anyway. Yotev would. It might be easier and safer to not let your mother and brother know that Yotev is here.
No, no offense, but I kind of wasn't. I understand.
No, I appreciate it.
Ouch.
No, Yotev understand. By any chance, do you know what's happened to the old house, the shop?
The shop got bought out.
What's there now?
I don't know. I haven't been back. I sort of don't like going back.
Understandable.
It was purchased out by Cole.
Cool. Looking to notes really quick. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Yep. Cool. That makes a lot of sense. Not very out of character for Mr. Cole. Okay. We'll take care of things here. We'll make sure they're okay.
Yeah.
Yotev loves you. Yotev loves Vincent and your mother. And wants to make sure you're all okay.
Mhm.
Okay?
Yeah. She looks uncomfortable and kind of tries to not so subtly wipe away some like water that's tearing up in the side of her eyes because
Yotev's doing the exact same thing.
I need to go. I need to go back to work, I think.
Yes.
But,
Yes, of course.
This room is for you. I've already taken it out. So if you need a place to stay, I'll talk to you later. Okay. I'll see what I can find out from Vincent in a couple of hours.
Thank you. Thank you for everything.
She starts to sort of go to leave, stops and does sort of turn around and quickly give you a hug, holds on for a moment, 2 moments, 3 moments, and then lets go to get back to work. And she very quickly goes out.
Yeah, I was gonna say in that like when she lets go, Yotev probably hasn't let go at that moment. Like for another brief like moment or two, and then lets go. When he feels it her like pull away.
It was nice meeting you, Tanya. I love you.
the
The way I'll say, you know, you got to break a lot of eggs to make an omelet, and I'm pretty good at breaking eggs.
there's a brief moment, Yotev, where she locks eyes with you as she's closing the door, and make another insight check for me. With advantage, seeing as this is your daughter.
Sure. Insight, advantage, 5.
Great.
Wow.
You don't.
nothing.
She gives you a pointed look,
That's
as
so
if
accurate.
as if trying to give you,
Yeah.
like, express something to you, and it is entirely lost on you.
That's so on brand
No,
for
not
him.
even just for
With-
you, that's just so on brand for a parent and a kid.
yeah, yeah.
I'm like, what?
Just
Why?
like, yeah.
Absolutely relate to that. Yeah.
Uh,
Let's start better. Is
that's
a great
pretty good.
example.
Kinji, you watches as Killian, you and Killian watches as she sort of leaves. She kind of gives a kind smile to you all and nods, and quickly makes her way downstairs past you.
At least it was me being creepy and not Kenji, because that would have been even worse.
There's still time.
No, you leave her alone, you monster.
The irony of normally when you give the put characters in your backstory, it's like oh god, the DM might do something with these that's gonna mess me up. The fact that the concern is towards Kenji is wonderful.
I've honestly, in character creation, I've peaked. This is the best it will ever get.
But am I wrong?
No, you're not.
Right.
There's still time to find out. It's fine.
No, I know. It's gonna be awesome.
With that, you guys now have a room here at the lodge.
Is that what it's called? Is the lodge?
Soot Swallow Lodge.
Swallow.
I didn't understand. I was trying to write it down. What's the name of it?
Is our map hiding the key intentionally?
Yes.
Okay.
What's the name of it again?
Soot Swallow Lodge.
Soot Swallow Lodge. Thank you.
Like ash.
And we are at,
I know what the word soot is.
H11, right? That is accurate where we're at right now?
Yep.
Okay. Yotep is going to take a seat on the bed, rubbing his temples, and just kind of like processing everything that's like going on.
So, Yotep, not to interrupt your mental state there.
Yes.
Kind of made a mental note of some names here of
Yes.
potential people that, might need to be talked to. Cole is one.
If we could find him, yes.
The Sinden fellow. So, yeah. Apparently, you're not happy that he bought your shop? Cole fellow?
Well, Mr. Cole is the kind of person that buys out any places that go out of business. He owns a lot of the property in the lower city.
It's a slumlord.
Yes. So
Why did you
don't
ask
know
about
what's
the
happened
shop?
to the shop now. What's that?
Why did you ask about the shop?
It was home. The shop, the house, it was the same. We didn't make a lot of money. Liz and I invested a lot of money in that place. And that was where we raised our family. It's where everything happened. So the fact that it's been bought out now is hard.
I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna DM it to you though. I'm not saying it because it's not something Cass would say.
I've, in the meantime, until we meet your actual place, like your old shop, I've named it the Snarf Dome.
It's snarfed down.
A little bit, yeah. That may or may not have been how Vince was born.
But yeah,
So-
it's,
Where do we need to go?
Tony makes a good point. Oh, yes, go ahead, Cass.
Is the room big enough for the tent to be put up?
It would be. You'd have to move some of the furniture around, but you could make it here.
Bet. That's good to know.
Yep. That's actually really good to know.
Well, it also means we don't have to have somebody standing watch in the room. Like,
No.
or anything like that. Or outside.
Not necessarily. It might be helpful to have it regardless. But at least we'll have more space, right?
Well, people also can't eavesdrop on our conversations if we want. Like, we can still
True.
use the room without.
True. But they can break into the room and be waiting for us.
Jesus.
Oh, that's fine.
Normally, what I think of when I pile into a tent. This could happen. Also, extremely fine.
yeah.
Yotev thinks Tanya was probably right in saying that we go see Grimnir, Stone Eye.
Well, I suggest we do that in the morning. I say we get some food, get some sleep.
Yeah, what time is it?
Fresh. It's
At this
probably
point, it's about 5 o'clock.
dinner
Okay.
time.
Um,
Time.
So, you all now have a place to stay for the night. You've got a, you are able to make your way downstairs, and food is provided to you.
Well, hang on. Before
Yep.
we do that, Yotev, are you gonna disguise? Are you gonna stay up here? I mean, can you disguise yourself again? Be someone else, or are you gonna stay as Tarian? I mean, it would look odd if you weren't.
Also,
Yes. The only problem right now is with the disguise self spell is that it doesn't last very long. So, even if Yotev wanted to stay disguised for a while, it would be a lot harder. The only thing that would possibly work, alternatively, would be getting a potion of disguise self or several potions of disguise self and being able to probably drink them over the course of time just to maintain appearance. But this should work out fine. He's gonna put on the cloak of many fashions and kind of like wrap himself up in something that's like concealing for his armor. It makes him look maybe a little more homely than anything. Like as if he was like a rogue or something.
I would point out, never mind.
This guy's self only lasts for like an hour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to not be called Cassandra while we're here, because I don't want to be found.
Okay.
I thought that.
Who's looking for you?
I thought we went this way because you thought they were in Rexenstrom.
You know, I'd rather be safe than sorry.
What would you like to be called during this time then?
I don't know.
How
And
about
not
Sass?
Cassandra, and not Cassie, and not Cass.
What about Sass?
That's still too close.
A pain in the ass?
Also still too close, but you're a jerk.
Pass.
Maybe it's still a bit
Pias.
on the head, but what about Ash? It's the end of something old, the beginning of something new.
Leave it to the fire guy to make
good
an
as
ash punch.
Talking about fires. And we're staying at the Soot Swallow Lodge? Come on.
Ashling is my last name, so it may not work.
Come on. Sorry. Watching the game. I'm getting excited. Blake Lively just said, "Shut the fuck up."
Her hair is so big today.
Sorry. D&D.
Um,
Let's get some dinner.
I'll think on it. I'll think
Think on it, let us know. We won't talk to you during dinner, I guess. Or at least say your name.
That's like you don't want to talk to me.
We don't
Maybe.
really have to. We can
You'll
just
be
talk
hey
to
you
Kenji.
over there until you come up with a code name for yourself.
If you would let Kenji talk to you, we could just
I
all just
have.
sit there silently and use Kenji.
That is true. Kenji has
I
that. We
have
can
let
talk.
Kenji talk to me.
All right.
But
Kenji's
so-
been talking to me literally since we had the dream, or since we came back from the dream with the pie pieces.
Holy cow.
you're muted.
I'm not 100% sure it was I wanted to, but it was available to me. I will not lie.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't shut that door at all.
All right, then we'll just use Kenji for now and not talk to you.
Group of people sitting at the table, not talking about anything, is during dinner.
Highly-
Typical.
Not
It's typical.
Super
Definitely not suspicious.
not suspicious at all.
We're just looking very intently into each other's eyes.
And then there it had to be made creepy.
If anybody sits for a long period of time while we're having dinner,
Julian, what do you
Kenji's-
think? what should we call cast at the time?
Killian's eye will, like
Stab.
I do not eat dinner.
Why is Michael the best at imitating all of our characters?
We made it too easy on him.
It's because he's the Undertaker.
I'm excited for when I'm away.
So to look back and see Michael said.
What color? What you're primarily blue, right? Like with like your no. Cassandra,
Blues and purples, yeah.
blues and purple.
Right now she's probably not. No.
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 What color is her hair right now?
Let's go with the exact opposite, and I'll do warm colors and look like a fire lady instead of space lady.
The fire lady can't be called Ash.
Yeah, no, it's fine. No,
Ember?
that's probably fine.
Ashling is 2 on the nose, guys.
We could name you after the first person that we killed, Emberhand.
My worry was that it would still be too obvious because that's fine. It's a short of my
We could call her Snurple.
Nash is fine.
Huh?
Not to be stuck on this or anything, you know.
And she's probably honestly the exact opposite. She doesn't have fairy wings right now, though. She looks like a high elf.
Travis Kelsey needs a touchdown right here. Oh, Travis.
Shh.
It's the fucking Super Bowl.
For anyone watching the VOD later on, it is currently the Super Bowl 2024.
We're multitasking here tonight.
Yes.
You should
I'll
be
go with
proud of the
Ash.
fact that I can actually do that, though.
You all make your way back downstairs, having disguised or otherwise covered yourselves up. In doing so, you have dinner served to you. Specifically, I think your daughter would have had someone else serve you
Sure.
dinner, just to not be super on the nose if you're trying to hide what you look like and all that. Creating a little bit of distance and plausible deniability may help. After dinner, you've got a couple of hours before shops are going to be fully closed, but about an hour into your dinner, of sitting and talking and having whatever conversation, you hear a loud sort of series of noises. It's like bells and whistles and gongs and chimes and other like things start to go off all across the city, as the entire city basically signifies that the day is over. And this is something you've been familiar with for your entire life. This is a city that works incredibly hard during the day, and the moment that the day is over, people go and party like there's no goddamn tomorrow. So as soon as those bells go off, the chisels are down, the hammers are down, the tools have all been put away, and people are rushing out the door to go make it home or make it to a tavern or whatever. And so as that happens, the entire place just fills with people. As the entire place just sort of gets overrun with folks, the general group that you're noticing here are typically not the kind of folks you would normally see within the city, which does help in your you're trying to keep a low profile. Instead of being a lot of the Hopperduke is primarily a gnomish town, but instead of seeing a bunch of gnomes and dwarves and the like, it's a lot of like the people that feel a little bit more outside of those circles that have taken the Soot Swallow as like their place to meet with other folks that don't fit in like themselves. Including a couple of Genasi, some half orcs, some dragonborn, some like a full-blooded orc comes in. A couple of different goblins are here as well as a minotaur and some like elves that come in. It's a wide variety of people that just sort of don't feel like they fit into the rest of the city, and thus have chosen this place to congregate amongst themselves.
Cool.
Which is also why you think that your daughter has chosen this place, Tanya, being able to work in a place that is sort of caters to people that aren't the most like commonplace, making it a lot easier for her to sort of get this job and make that sort of sell of her skill set and her abilities here, because it's going to be better if the person that serves them is someone that also gets what they're coming here for.
Yeah, someone else who stands out.
Yeah. So this place fills up pretty quick, and you don't recognize folks necessarily, but you've seen some of these people before. Having lived in the city, having lived in the city for a long time, it's sort of like, I haven't necessarily talked to all of them, but I've definitely seen the one minotaur that works in the Omni smelter before. I've seen them going around. A bunch of people have talked about them. And some of the other folks in here are also kind of familiar in that sort of loose way.
I was gonna say, how many familiar faces look like they might have like worked at the assembly yard, if any?
A fair bit, actually. The assembly yard takes in all kinds, mostly because the assembly yard just needs a lot of hands. And while most gnomes don't see themselves as above that work, a lot of them have carved out sections of the city for themselves, and the moment that happens, assembly yard does start to become less and less appealing. So you do recognize a number of faces that are familiar. A couple of half-orcs that you've worked with, a dragonborn that you've worked with. Not up to you as to how familiar you are specifically with them.
Cool. No, if it's more or less like a party going on kind of in here, and there aren't like familiar faces that appear threatening, Yotev's guard is going to be a little on the downside, if that's the vibe that he's getting from all of this
so far.
Yeah.
With that, is there anything you guys want to do or discuss before heading off to bed for the day?
Yes, I will do a quick search for a temple.
Sure. Make an investigation check.
Investigation. Why? There it is. That would be a 17 total.
Pretty good. You start to look around in hopes of finding some kind of temple, though as you're going around, the closest thing you find is something that you recognize to obviously be a holy site, but it is not one that you imagine is towards your specific divinity. There is a giant sort of central location that is called the Prayer Foundry. It is largely a temple to Moradin, but who is the Allhammer god of invention and the forge. But they seem to have sections carved out for all of the approved deities. That is an easy find, and as you sort of hunt around for others, you don't find anyone that seems to be your religion, though you do see signs of other religious folks that may worship things outside of the approved list. There are a lot of subtle signs that people who worship gods that are not approved use to sort of signify to one another that they exist, and a lot of them are built in a way where if you don't know what you're looking for, you won't find it, but if you do, they're pretty easy to spot. But in checking them out, none of them seem to be of Tiamat herself.
All right, I will. I'll head back to the inn then.
Mm.
Just want to check.
All right.
I would use the compass
Mm-hmm.
just to see if there are any rifts nearby.
You use the thing. Oh, do you want to do the short or the larger range? Actually, the larger range requires you to pick a place. So if there's a specific plan you'd like to try to attune for, you can look, or are you just looking for like a vague area?
Yeah, I think I'd rather just do general right now.
Okay. You use it, you know that at least for the... It's a mile. How big is this? Quickly doing math. So 52. Okay. The city is definitely less than a mile across then. Based off of scale. So you do get a coloration. Seems to light up with a mostly white-ish color. But it seems to be, if you were to put a specific kind of color, it's almost like a diamond-esque coloration to it. It is a white coloration.
Okay. And I haven't used this before. Does it indicate direction at all, or just let me know that something is nearby?
It does. It sort of points in from your position, southwestern direction.
Okay. And then I think I wouldn't do anything with that necessarily right now, but would I have any idea what color that might represent?
Great question. Make a make either an Arcana or you're more of a ranger. Let's go with the survival check.
Okay. So that's 17.
17. It is hard to. There are a lot of different colors that it could be. You know that could signify different places. You know for a fact this is not one of the elemental planes. It is not the Feywild nor the Shadowfell. It is not one of the para-elemental. And you don't even... The closest you can think of is there is a quasi-elemental plane of steam, which is water and fire mixture, that gives off like an ivory color, but this is different than what this is. There's a... You're not entirely sure which, but it seems to be some sort of outer plane that you are not personally familiar with. The 17, you know for sure it's not an elemental of any kind, and it's not one of the 3 main planes of existence, but it is some kind of exterior plane, which is very odd to you. The outer planes are typically pretty well cut off, considering the fact that the Divine Gate was created for that entire purpose. And so to have some sort of portal seemingly open to one of those is alarming.
Okay. I wasn't necessarily hiding this or anything, but I would let everyone else know that there is a plane somewhere in the city and in the southwestern direction.
What?
I'm not sure exactly, but
Is there anything southwest that Yotev would feel like he would remember or know, like that's like in that area?
Depends on how southwest. If it's southwest, there's the barracks, which is where like the town's guard and all them are. The prison is southwest. But also if it's more west than south. It could be almost anywhere within the upper city. There are the winch lifts that bring people to the upper section of Hupperduke. That it could be almost anywhere up there, potentially. There's a couple of other places that you're definitely familiar with, but like none of them are like particularly obvious as
Right.
far as what could be there. I mean, the biggest parts of the city that you're familiar with, there's the Prayer Foundry that Varnex has found, the Omni Smelter, which is basically just a giant complex of artificers and smiths that work in this massive complex in the middle of town. And then there's like certain smithies or apothecaries that you're familiar with.
Sure. And then like the assembly yard and stuff.
Yeah, and like the assembly yard or the builder's plot, and there's a mine to the far south, but that's more southeast than southwest.
Gotcha. Yotev is gonna kind of relay all that information out, like, and trying to like figure out where it might be. Yotev also will say to Aiden that if Yotev had to guess and hope that this is not true or right, let's hope it has nothing to do with the new construction that is happening. With him like kind of hinting at like the machinery that they're building, related to what Tanya told us earlier.
With that, you're all fed. Most of the shops would have closed by now, considering people have gotten off of work. Some stay open for the people that are busy doing certain jobs that need to go grab something on their way home or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the city seems to be switching from work mode to party mode. So if there's anything else you'd like to do before the long rest, you're open to it.
How active are the streets like at night? You know, you're saying it's like party mode, but is it like
Very. There are a large number of people that will do like more of like a crawl situation. You know, there are a couple of folks that will literally start at their place of employment and go to like the nearest bar, drink a little, and then go to the nearest bar to the next nearest and slowly make their way home that way. Others will like beeline to the most popular or like their personal favorites. But there are people moving throughout the city at almost all hours, up until like probably 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
Cool. I think while Yotev's got himself like wrapped up, he's going to tell the party, he's like, Yotev thinks that he might go for a stroll, see some things and reminisce. Would anyone care to join?
It's perfect. I was gonna ask if I could join you.
I would love to come. I don't see celebrations quite like this normally.
You? Cool. Yeah, Yotev is gonna, I guess, take lead of whoever's coming. Start taking a stroll. He is aiming to go towards where the shop used to be because he wants to see what has come of the place.
Door.
Here we go.
So you start making your way throughout the city, sort of slowly going throughout. You pass by the Omni Smelter, which is this massive section here. You cut down and pass what is a smithy on one end that seems to be open a little late. And then as you cut across, there is a giant firemark facility here. And as you keep going closer and closer to the edge, there's the assembly yard in this section. But you cut over into these sort of side streets, and you find a there's a small actually I guess I'll let you describe what exactly did your old workshop look like.
You could kind of see outside if it still looks the same, or even reminiscent of it. It was a like 2-floor building, with like you could see in the front door there was just it was like a big like green front door, that was wooden and casted with iron around the sides. And there were some like out-beveled bay windows that would be used for display purposes in the shop. And when you looked in the windows, you would see if it was still there, even remotely, a layout similar to Yotev's room in the tent. And in there, you could see basically it's almost the interior layout is like one for one exactly like what is in the layout of Yotev's room in the tent. There's like a window off to the side that like looks into one of the side streets or alleyway or something. There is a set of stairs that leads upstairs in the back, and a door kind of off to the side that like you would recognize if anyone who paid attention would see that that's where Yotev would go to go to sleep. And if there's any visible, like, you know how like when you see like an old like Blockbuster, like, you know, like, oh, that's where the Blockbuster used to be, because you can see like the like imprints of like the sign, or like where Spirit of Halloween like normally shows up. There's like that visage of anyone who might be familiar with Yotev's like logo is like on like the top part of the shop of the building. Crimson like style like red roofing, tile roofing, with like a gray stone and like gray and like there's like one of the Animal Crossing house styles that looks like exactly what I'm thinking of right now, where it's like gray stones on like the bottom molding, and like the like tan walling on the exterior. Yeah, that's kind of like what it would look like. I know Brittany knows what I'm describing here for that.
I'm trying to remember the name of the item.
Yeah, it's just one of the house aesthetics.
Probably one of the bigger gut punches that you see, Yotev, is that the door has been entirely replaced. It is now more of a dark wood, stained to be almost a like a dark chestnut color, with looks to be a very well-made, intricate-looking glass window in it that has this sort of reflective of different sort of colors, almost like stained glass. And then in the windows, where you used to have inventions and pieces of armor, there now stands sort of like a fancy looking chandelier of sorts on display. And as you look inside, you can see that your forge has been completely gutted and now has sort of off-shooting tunnels that lead to glass blowing stations. And this seems to be completely remade into sort of like a fine glass blowing sort of shop. Some of the work is quite good, but it's gone from a place of invention and machinery and purposeful like craftsmanship to still purposeful, but like it's like a chandelier made of pieces of colored glass and
More artsy now.
yeah, it has there's some practical purpose to it because you can see on one far wall like lines of potion bottles that have been glass blown and ready for distribution. Where it's like, okay, at least there's something there that's like this is useful, this has value. But I don't know. In seeing how this has dramatically shifted, what is Yotev's thought on the
He's
new
hurt.
place here?
He's a little hurt. Just seeing so much has changed. In like such seemingly little time. You know, it's probably been a few months or so, if that, from when he left Hupperduke. And so, so just like like memories are kind of flooding back to him from how it used to be, and then seeing what they've done with the place. If anything, he's looking to see who owns the building now, like if there's any like shop name that's there like around, just to see if it's a name that he would, one, recognize, and two, if he feels like it's in good hands.
You you go to kind of like take a look around to see if there's a name. They have sort of painted on one of these bay windows onto the glass there in big sort of fancy letters. Kith and Kiln.
Okay. Kith and Kiln. Okay. Yota's gonna look at whoever, at those who'd followed him, to see that this is the place. This is what at least this is what it was.
It seems somebody's taking it over. Do we need to kill them?
Why is it
No.
always violence first with you guys? Why can't we just talk to people?
You're the odd
Our
one
friend,
out.
our friend looks hurt. Why would you not want to hurt people to help him?
That's not. You should ask what's going on. Wild concept.
No. It's fine. It's the nature of how things work, you know. Can't afford to keep paying for your home. You lose your home and someone else takes it over. Makes it theirs. Craftsmanship is at least nice. And he's gonna like to kind of just sit, like take it in. Tear like rolling down his eye. Seeing that chapter of like his life is kind of like moved on.
There's a moment of reflection of the amount of work that you've done to get to the point where you could own your own place. A lot of long hours saving up money. You remember getting your apprenticeship all those years ago, working in the assembly yard for 7 whole years, it seemed. During that time, you got married, had 2 kids. You remember the time that you did have here, in this place. It was not easy to buy it. It sort of started your debt in a way, as you had to sort of take out a loan for it, but you paid off that loan pretty quick. It was just over time things kind of got hard. It's weird going back to a place that you haven't been to in a while and seeing all the things that you remember about it are gone. As you look in, you see where you used to have Vincent sitting behind you as you worked. He would sort of run to go grab things for you, so proud and excited to be your assistant for the day. He spent time learning about different materials, how they interacted with one another, why you would use one material over another in a piece of work, why copper was so important for circuitry, whereas, steel was more important for things like weapons and armor. And you notice as you're looking in, with a pretty high passive investigation, you're just sort of scanning the place for things that you recall. And there is a small wooden desk of sorts, more of a bench, really, but it was a little tall, and it was sort of like a bench for medium-sized folks, but it was just short enough, or just tall enough to be like a proper desk for like a young goblin, where it had it was pushed up next to your desk, and that's where Vincent and Tanya spent their time drawing or doing little homework when they were trying to learn math and writing and stuff. You see a whole 23 years of time sort of staring at this, and for a moment it brings back happy memories until you realize that desk, that bench, is now caked in mud, where it seems like they've used it to clean the bottom of their foot, of their boots, and then throw the boots under the bench. It has dirty towels and rags soaked with sweat that have been thrown on top of it. And there is a part of the desk where a young Vincent and a young Tanya had burned or etched their names into it that have been sanded down and removed.
Jesus.
With all of that, seeing all that,
I need to see what I have left available for the day. Because we haven't rested yet.
What kind of energy are you giving off right now? Like, do you seem angry, upset?
He's upset. He's like got tears. He is angry. And he wants to take the nearest like rock, like sizable rock that he could find, and chuck it through the window.
You go to find that rock, and ironically, the reason I was asking is because depending on how you looked, Killian has already picked up a pretty decent-sized stone. Is just sort of holding it by his side, like ready in case you need it. And as you start looking around, he just sort of hands it over to you, and immediately goes to like look around and keep watch as you're about to chuck it. Make just an attack roll as if you're using the Thunder Gauntlet. Or are you trying to augment this somehow with magic?
I just wanted to see what I had prepped. I don't have it prepped right now. I was gonna use catapult. If that was the case. I do not have catapult prepped. However, what I could do, because I believe I still do have, yeah, because I do have that set up. How big is this rock, roughly? Like,
it's pretty hefty. It's a good 5 pounds. Killian picked it up because he was like ready to throw it in case you like gave the go ahead, and then when you asked for it, he was like, "All right, sure." So it went from like a baseball size, or smaller than a baseball in his hand, to like a softball in yours. It's like about softball size.
about softball size.
Mm-hmm.
So like softballs like this. Like this. No, I'm gonna save that. Yeah, no, just gonna throw it. I was thinking about using enlarge reduce on it and making it bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna withhold myself from that. This is something that was very tempting on that.
Can you do it once in the air? Like if
That's a
you
good
throw
question.
If you throw it at like an aggressive pace, can you enlarge as it like?
It's not a
flying
reaction.
as a fast speed.
It
So it's like
take an action to cast.
it could be a reaction if you cast and held your action to cast the spell, but it would require someone else to do the throwing, of which, again, Killian is more than happy.
No, in order for Yotev to get the anger out, he needs to throw it.
Sure.
So he's going to throw it. So you said just like in a regular attack from like Thunder Gauntlets?
Yeah.
Cool. Where is that in here? There it is. 25?
Jesus.
Incredible. So the important question now: are you going for one of the bay windows, or are you going for the stained glass on the door?
How big is the stained glass door look? Is it like the full door that's stained glass, or is it just like?
So it's the bottom half is all wood, and then the top half has like a trim on it. But then it's sort of like an arched top half that is all made of that stained glass. It's pretty big.
So it's pretty big. Like, could you
Yeah.
get into it if you needed to get into it? Like, or could
Oh,
Yotev get into it?
You especially, yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, he's gonna throw it through that fucking door.
You rear back. Killian has planted himself and is like looking side to side, ready for something. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make a perception check for Killian.
That's fair.
I mean, the police
19. There are a couple of people around, but he sort of waits and he gives you like a nod whenever it's clear. You just rear back and chuck it.
There's
Shatters
like
the
bells and like loud noises happening throughout the city right now because it's party time.
bells, fireworks, a bunch of
Fireworks.
other shit. It crashes through and destroys that stained glass. The moment that it does, though, a light turns on upstairs in the second floor.
Can I
Yotev
see the
is.
light?
Yes.
Is it flame?
Oh god.
It would. I don't think light bulbs exist, so yeah, it'd probably be flame.
Oh.
Can I cast pyrotechnics?
Oh sweet.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the smoke one.
I married this man.
Smoke black. Incredible. You a light turns on, sort of almost like a candle in that top section, and for some reason it starts to billow out just a ridiculous amount of this thick black smoke, to the point where it is like pressing out of the seams of the window and like roiling out of it. To the passerby, it looks like this place has caught fire. And as it sort of fills that entire area, you hear what sounds like a coughing coming from upstairs. And Killian basically turns around and is like, nods like, we gotta go. Yeah.
Before we like leave, Yotev
Uh-huh.
is gonna go inside, cast reduce on the bench, and try to take the bench.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
Come on, man. Rule of cool.
It's the problem isn't whether or not it is cool. The problem is how fast can you do this?
Oh. I thought you were debating duration.
Like, can you do it fast enough to be able to take it?
It takes me an action to cast the spell,
Yeah.
so that's 6 seconds there to cast that. But if I'm also nimble escape, I can dash. I think no, I don't think it's dash. I think I'm thinking of something different.
Here's what I'd like for you to do. Roll an initiative roll, effectively, to see how quickly you're able to... It's basically a matter of, okay, that has gone off. They're saying you gotta go, but you've got this split second. This is your reaction time. This is getting in, getting it, and getting out.
Cool. Hey, does anyone have any bonuses they want to throw on to me, like guidance or anything?
Is it a
Nope.
save?
You have guidance for yourself, don't you?
I do have guidance for myself, actually. Never mind. I would like to cast guidance on myself to help me with
Uh-huh.
this. So they'll add an additional D4 to this initiative roll, right?
Mhm.
Can I use it for that? Cool.
That's an ability check, so yeah.
Hell yeah. So we're gonna... there's no combat encounter in your currently viewed scene.
I mean, I can...
It's fine. I can just... It's a +3 to my initiative, right?
Yeah.
So it's dexterity +3?
Yeah, it's just if you want to just do a straight dex roll.
I could
that
do
works
a
well.
dex check, yeah. 19 plus 3, 22, slash R, 1d4, or
So-
24?
So the +3 is already built in there. So it looks like
Oh, it is.
it's
Never
a
mind.
dirty
19, 20, 30, 20.
Oof. They rolled well, but you rolled better. You bust it down, you jump in, reduce it, and you've got it picked up. This, when you first got it, it wasn't heavy, but it was big and hard to wield. You shrink it down, you pick it up with one hand, and you basically rush over, leap back through, and then as you tumble out, Killian basically grabs and like helps you get up and takes off. You hear what sounds like coughing coming from the upstairs as someone is quickly trying to get down from where they're like choking on this pyrotechnic smoke. And as they make it down to the first floor, they see the front window shattered, and you hear like them calling for someone else, trying to get their attention.
Gone.
Gone. as you escape off into the night.
Yeah. Eventually, I'll have someone help me hold the bench as it like gets bigger after the minute of reduce peters out. Probably
Yeah.
Killian. That's like strong arming
sure.
it with me.
Yeah. When it grows back, Killian is able to pick it up. I mean, for people who are medium sized, this is sort of like a 2-person seated bench. Not very big, but so he's able to sort of pick it up and carry it on his shoulder pretty easy. It's the two. They're gonna figure out what was stolen and be so fucking confused.
Yeah.
But you make your way off into the night of Hupperduke with a new ill-gotten gain. Probably the weirdest thing I've had a player steal thus far. But
Sentimental value is a lot.
that is. With that, we'll call for a break, and we'll come back at 8:05.
Sounds good. the.
I got
Yep.
you.
and
I'm with it.
Okay.
I'm
got
down
it.
for that.
We're
Yeah.
back.
As you escape a poor glass blower's new place, having broken their window and stolen their boot cleaning bench, you make your way back throughout the city. Where are you going as a group? Are you heading just directly back to the lodge, or are you trying to find a new place to investigate or check out tonight before taking another rest?
I mean, I'm okay with going back to the Soot Swallow. And if everyone else like wants to do that, but if anyone else wants to stop anywhere else, Yotev would be glad to kind of show them around if they're looking for anything specific.
What time is it?
Probably like 6:30. Still pretty early.
Aiden.
Pushing 7.
There you go.
Do you
Are
want
there
to
like
go? Do you want to go and check out that blip that you picked up on your thing and see what that might be about, or see where it's located closer to?
We could maybe just try to pinpoint its location. I don't know about all of you. I don't really feel ready to do anything with it yet, but
I don't think going in is a good idea, but at least figuring out where it is, like you said, and then maybe Yotev might have more information on the place that we could do before we do that, and have we could sleep on it. Figure out Yotev's problems in the morning and then come back to it.
would it be weird to go to parts? I guess I can ask this in character to Yota, but like, would it be strange to be in any parts of the city right now? Like, are there areas where they're kind of abandoned once work hours are closed, or?
To answer sort of for you, Yotev,
Go ahead.
there's some places that would be a little odd, but for the most part, it's like if you were to go to the builder's plot or the assembly yard, that'd be a weird place to be at this time of night. As long as it's not like a construction district, it's pretty normal.
Like
The
any of the
thing-
workplaces, right?
Yeah. One of the things that let me double check something.
Oh, and
Okay, it
before
doesn't
we
actually
lose
have
sight of it.
anything there. Because like a lot of the places that you're in will have shops that are still open or bars that you can say you're going to. So a lot of it you can sort of play off as, oh yeah, we're on our way to such and such bar. And Yotev, you've been in this city long enough to where no matter where you are in the city, you can pull a bar's name out of your ass and be like, oh yeah, we're just heading to this bar, or oh, we just came from such and such shop down the way, where you could easily try to BS your way out of something if people were questioning or confused as to where you were going. So it's not uncommon. I think most of it is if you're in the outer city, it'd be weird for you to be like looking around or poking your nose in those areas right now. Or of course, like the more obvious places that are going to be weird for you to be poking around, like specifically the barracks would be weird for you to be near, or the prison, the mine, stuff like that.
I think as long as we're not drawing too much attention to ourselves, we can at least narrow down where it might be.
That's fine. If you want to go, we can take a look.
Sure.
And then as we're walking, are there like street stalls out, or like,
Most of the street stalls are the ones that for sure close sooner. rather than later. You do get a couple that stay open, but most of them are like people selling fireworks or things of that nature. Basically stuff where I'm on the town wanting to still like party and celebrate. It's the stuff that you would pick up on your way from one bar to the next, as opposed to like someone selling something more mundane, really.
Fireworks are just a casual thing that you pick up while bar hopping.
How much?
Here,
okay.
yes.
Here at least, yeah.
What a great question you've asked.
You have a card?
I do.
Okay.
There are basic fireworks that cost 5 silver, and then there's a more extravagant set, which will go for 3 gold.
When you say more extravagant, is it like
Lethal.
Gandalf dragon level firework, or
It is effectively along those lines, where like the 5 silver, you're getting like a bag of those popper things, or like the what are they, the black cat ones, where it's like the
firecrackers?
firecrackers, and then
Or sparklers.
yeah, or like a sparkler, but for the more extravagant, you're getting like basically like a Roman candle, or like a one of the old timey like tube things where you stick it in, and it's like a bottle rocket basically.
Do these look like they could damage somebody if they were used improperly?
They could hurt if they are used improperly, but if you want explosives meant for harm, you're looking for blasting powder, and that is easily accessible within the city, just during the day hours.
I will buy 50 gold's worth of the extravagant.
50 okay,
That's a lot.
Oh, sorry. 16.
I'll tell you now.
No. So let me just make it 17. 17 of those, I guess, times 3.
So 51 gold.
51 gold, yeah.
Okay.
What
Your face,
am
Caleb.
I just entering in extravagant fireworks?
So if you're here's my question.
Roman
if you're
candles.
wanting this to deal damage, I will
No.
warn you now that these are not what you're going for.
I know.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, if you want to put in like bottle rocket, you can put down 17 it would effectively be 17 bundles of bottle rockets. Each bundle is a group of 3, so you have 51 bottle rockets.
Just a small amount.
Bottle rockets.
Yeah.
17 of them.
17 bundles, which are a group of 3. So you have 51. If you just want to put down, you've got 51 bottle rockets. And most of what these are they're like screamers. The idea is for them to be they're intentionally not going to explode. They are there to shoot off and just be loud and fizzle out. There's not like an explosion at the end.
Correct. So
Okay,
I
just so that
will-
we're on the same
Yeah.
page.
Oh, don't worry, we're gonna buy lots of blasting powder too. But
Cool.
that's besides the point. While I'm buying these, these are safe to put into an extra dimensional space. I asked the person I'm buying them into his head.
Yeah, they won't go off on their own as long as the extra dimensional space doesn't have like an open flame or something that can become an open flame. You'll be good.
We'll have to take the person in there that has a lighter out. Thank you for your time.
No,
And I
you
will
just
walk
use.
away.
Sure. No, thank you for the
Made-
purchase. I'm closed up for the night now. Go home early.
Excellent.
Wait, I want to get some sparklers.
Oh yeah, no, I got some sparklers left.
Man just made his day. Closing
Yeah,
up
I just-
shop, and Lady Brittany's like, I'd like some too, please.
Sure. Yeah. He'll pull out some sparklers. It's just 5 silver for some sparklers.
How many sparklers is it per silver?
It'd be another like group of 3. So yeah, 5 silver for a group of 3 of them.
I will spend the 15 silver I have to
Alright.
get 3
9.
sparklers. Yeah.
I really thought you were gonna say 15 platinum.
She buys all sparklers everywhere.
At that point, I'm gonna have to step in and be like, yeah, he does not have that many.
How many sparklers?
I'd
do you
like to
have?
buy
I
the
would
shop,
all.
please.
No.
Here you go, Teb, a new store.
He made off of the 2 of you, 52 gold and 5 silver tonight. He's all right. I'm packing up shop. That's tonight's haul. I'm just gonna go home early.
All quits.
Yep.
Yes.
So with that, y'all have some bottle rockets and sparklers now. Jesus Christ. God, if I knew it was as simple as putting fireworks in front of y'all to have you burn through your money, I've been doing this all campaign.
I didn't.
Well,
Is
I
there
now
didn't that
anything
much.
more like simple, like paper lanterns or anything like that?
Yeah, there are like a paper lantern or
Like the ones
Like,
that like
'cause I
float
assume
off
you're-
in the sky?
yeah. I assume you're not looking for anything explosive. Then you're just looking
No.
for a functional. Yeah. You can find the paper lantern. They've got
wants a hat.
a couple of different styles of them. There are the ones that float up in the sky, but there's also like the ones you're supposed to hang, like the spherical red ones that with like the trails down them that you can hang and hold out or hold as well. But if you want the flying ones, God, this would probably be like a silver each.
Question.
Mhm.
How do you add something that doesn't exist on D&D Beyond to your D&D Beyond sheet?
You say
Uh,
You can add custom
manage
items.
inventory, add item. and
Oh,
then-
add custom item.
Add
Thank you.
custom
Right.
item.
That's where it is. Appreciate it. Okay, sorry. Continue.
Could I get like, I don't know, like 2 of the normal ones and 3 of the floaty ones?
5 silver.
From the same dude.
And then I would also be looking to purchase like snacks and to go alcohol, like if there was not sit in a bar, just like you
Yeah.
know, enjoy the city.
Oh yeah,
They've
is
got-
that like explosive candy, kind of like a pop rock type?
Yeah, they've got like a pop rock situation. They've got there's some folks that have what appear to be like deep fried foods that they pass out for people to walk by. There's a lot of like, oh, there are going to be a bunch of drunk people down this street right now, so we're going to put out whatever sounds or smells really good. You've got like fried dumplings. You've got like
Fuck yeah.
kebabs out. It's stuff that's easy to eat while you're walking mostly. There's people with like kettle corn in the tube, like paper wrapped tubes. God, what else?
I love the city.
Yeah. You've got like people selling like hard rock candies that pop, kind of like pop rocks, a bunch of stuff like that. So if you want to spend money on that, spend however much copper you want to throw in on candy and sweets and all that stuff.
I'd like to drain all my money.
Go for it. You got
No.
food for like 3 months.
I mean, but we.
I can give you an hour tops.
Uh,
Ate whatever
there-
fortune you had left away.
What's the wine that I liked from the first campaign? Is
you
there my
made?
previous character's wine in this city?
Probably. It wouldn't be sold on the street, but
Can I find my previous character's wine? and
We can
buy
find
one?
Hupper Duke Fireball whiskey.
Woo!
I don't remember how much my wine was, but I know it was not cheap.
I don't know if we clarified this. Aiden, did you want to go like check out a place tonight, or did you just want to like head back tonight?
I think Fragan had suggested we could like walk towards where the compass had pointed and try to pinpoint that down a little bit more without actually going to it. Like kind of identify where it is, but not actually like do anything with that yet.
Okay.
I think the way that your thing works, right, is like because you're so far away, it's like this little like pinprick of where it is, and when you get closer, it almost like gets flush.
Is this like
so
the Breath of the Wild Chica slate sensor where it gets
like-
It's more like it's a clear glass orb,
Yeah.
and it is the light will glow, and the further away it is, or if it's far away, it will be basically glowing on the side or wall of the orb as opposed to in the middle. And as you get closer, it will begin. Once you get within a certain range, it will start to leave the glass and start to float towards the center of the orb. So
Okay.
the closer to the center it is, the closer you are.
Dragon
my
radar.
my
Got
thought,
it.
yeah, my thought in recommending this was to bring us as close as possible without looking suspicious, so that Yotev would be able to tell us this particular area, or we could know more about it. Not to like go in or anywhere near where it is.
Yeah, and that was what I was thinking too, and then just kind of stopping by these stalls on the way is almost just like an extra cover. We're doing stuff.
Yeah,
We're enjoying
Yeah.
the city.
Absolutely.
100%. Cool.
Cool. So you take the orb out and use it again?
Sure. Yeah. How does that work? Like, if I hold it out, does it just like stay solid, or do I have to continually use it, or?
So it doesn't stay solid. What it'll do is it'll stay solid as long as you're focusing on it.
Okay.
It'd be like kind of like concentrating on a spell, but it's not going to hold a concentration. But it's that same sort of thing. Whereas, like, as long as you're continually making an effort into it, it will continue to be there,
Okay.
and it'll turn off the moment you want it to turn off. But as you go to try to put your focus into it, nothing happens. It is dark.
Wait, so does that mean that it moved?
Would I know if this has limited uses, or?
This function of it does not.
Okay.
The general function does not.
Whatever was giving a reading, whatever rift was open, it doesn't seem like it is now.
Suspicious.
I can try again tomorrow. Maybe. I hope someone's not opening a rift during the working hours and trying to take advantage of it, but I don't know. I don't think we can find anything out about where it was tonight.
No, not tonight. We'll also get some more information from Tanya in the morning. So we'll see if anything correlates.
At this point, you found yourself sort of wandering back towards the Omni Smelter and the Prayer Foundry as you've slowly made your way back. You're about Center City at this point. It's getting late. Most of the shops have probably closed up by now completely. But the town itself is still in the upswing of activity as far as like parties are going. There are people already hammered. And you get to a point where you're starting to get concerned of like, how do you drink this much and then go to work the next day? But there are, and Yotev, you would be intimately familiar, there are some high-functioning alcoholics in this city. It is crazy.
Hello. Hi. Yotev.
Yotev is alcoholic.
Every hour on the hour, there is like a series of fireworks going off to mark the time. So you guys have basically hear fireworks going off for about 8 o'clock right now.
Fuck yeah. I mean, I'm ready to head back. If we have nothing to move forward with, and we're starting to get tired. We just hiked up a mountain, fought some shit, and got back. We haven't rested since then. So Yotev could use like a bath and sleep.
Yeah. Which is made available to you as you make your way back. It has gotten a lot heavier of a party over in the lodge. There are a number of adventurer type folks that have joined the rest of the people here. There are specifically a lot of people that seem to be relatively recent out-of-towners that are have found the lodge and are using it as a sort of home base. You see that the above the bar, the little chalkboard sign has been written in "No vacancy." That all of the rooms have been taken up. There are people buying alcohol in like massive droves. They've got a tally going for certain individuals as they've got like these sort of mini drinking contests going on. You see there is a dwarven fellow that is deep in his drinks, and is currently in the lead, but there is a Goliath that has come up and saddled into a seat across the bar from him that is quickly trying to catch up. It is a heavy sort of moment of, I'm gonna prove I'm better than you, and the two seem to be almost like staring each other down, mostly in a I'm gonna beat you sort of manner, but there's an underlying level of like respect between the two as they are already starting to like have heavier eyes and droopier at this point. People are well into their drinks now.
I was gonna say about how many have they gone on the board?
The dwarf has 12 tally marks next to their name. The Goliath is on their 10th, so only 2 behind.
And how big are they? Like steins or like pints, or are they like shots?
They are different sort of tallies depending on, or each drink is worth a different amount of tallies. So you could get a finger or 2 of whiskey, you could get a shot, so if you really want to catch up, you can just do like a bunch of shots back to back and catch up real quick. Or you can get like a stein would be 1.
Is
the shot would be
Yotev
like 3.
entering this? Because Varnix has sat here and watched this all night.
Yotev is seeing. Is there like a record for this place? Like, do they have like a place of like set? Because Yotev is considering attempting to join in this, but only if he can potentially go for a record.
The record appears to be 17.
17, like.
So it would be like 17 beers, yeah.
This is the most bro
17
question
beers. Wow.
that I could probably ask, and I've never done it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible to do a keg stand in this place?
I mean, it's always it's always possible to do a keg stand. It's just dependent on whether it's possible for Yotev to do a keg stand.
Of course
Oh,
it is,
he got-
because he's got Varnex and Killian to hold his legs.
Yeah. And how many do you think that would get if he was to get through the full thing?
A whole keg?
Full keg?
Or like
Jesus.
a good chunk of the way through.
Yo,
He's not trying to
Jesus
die.
Christ.
He's got he's still a small man.
Yeah, incredibly. It is hard to tell. The barkeep seems to have some sort of way of measuring, but you're not sure how. Effectively, if you were to ask, it is dependent on how much you drink, right? They take a note of where it's at, a note of where it's at after, and however much beer steins that would fill, that's how much you would get for it.
That's only gonna if you do a keg stand,
Mhm.
Here we
in
go.
theory, right? Because you can only hold your breath and drink so long while you're upside down. You're only going to be able to drink maybe 4 or 5
Probably.
beers in one go. So
Yeah, but we're bros here.
And that is
you
a
can do more than
practiced
one.
keg stand. Like, that is someone that has done this a lot.
I'm just trying to think about how much of a raging alcoholic Yotev had kind of been.
Jesus.
Because I don't think he's necessarily
just-
a raging alcoholic, but
You
he's
should
like,
just start shooting fire whiskey and just go.
Okay, wait. So you're asking if there's what the record is for most drinks in one
Yeah.
night?
It was 17.
beers.
17 beers.
I think I can beat you, Yotev.
I think I
You
could
probably
beat you.
could.
I think I could beat you.
We should try.
Well, that's
Yotev-
not me. That's
no,
the
no, This
bar.
is going to be Yotev against people. It's not against us, okay?
Why not?
Why can't we?
We can all participate. Are we all going to participate in this drinking
No, 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 no,
competition
no,
right now?
No,
Yes.
no. You have a special feature there, bro. Because you're an ally. All right. You get. Where is it at? Where's it at?
Do we get advantage on con saves?
You get
You have
advantage. You
+4.
get. You gain my charisma bonus to all saving throws.
So you get a +4 to your saving throw.
That's fucking awesome.
Is that for
Um,
everybody or just Yotev?
Everybody. That's my aura.
Bet.
You
It's
have to be
people within
within,
a certain area of them.
within
10
10
feet.
feet of them, so.
I would like if we're do. I want to participate in this drinking competition.
Absolutely.
You're gonna be out like a light after the first.
Nah, she'll be fine, I think.
I would-
I am
I would
pretty
also-
confident my constitution is the highest in the party.
I would also like to participate in this.
What
Probably
is your
not higher than
constitution?
Killian's. Honestly, I think Killian's
I have
probably the highest.
+7,
But what is your constitution?
18.
Okay.
Yeah, it's higher
I
than
think,
mine.
I think it's the highest in the party.
It's not, because mine's 19.
Okay, sir. So sorry. So you. Okay. So
I'm just trying to think.
It's higher than
19,
Yotev's, which is all that matters.
19, 17, 15, 18,
Oh,
14.
is this how I use this right here?
I would like to participate with Yotev to get closer to him.
Is Kenji capable of getting
Absolutely.
drunk?
Probably not.
Is Kinji capable of consuming food?
We
you
can
don't-
have Killian do it.
You
Wait,
will- you
we
will-
can have Killian do it because Killian can't get drunk because he doesn't eat.
Well, no,
Or
that's,
drink.
No. That's not the same thing. You don't need to eat or drink.
He doesn't
you can
need
still
to.
participate in it. I did look it up, Stunky. You can still participate. I don't need to do it to live.
Sure, you're 2 feet tall, and it's not like your stomach is a black hole. There is still a limit to your stomach.
I mean, how do these functioning alcoholics do it then?
Is
Dude, they
Is
go out in the back
wooden-
alley and throw up and then come back in.
Yeah. how
The
do-
rule is you're not allowed to throw up, but you're allowed to pee as much as you need to.
All right, so I'm gonna open up something and let it all out, and then we'll be back at it. It's fine, dude. It's
it's just gonna start swelling through the wood in his body.
Of concentration.
oh
God damn it.
It would also like, oh, that would give me such a like sweet, like a warped wood look. It would be very terrifying.
No.
Excellent. Just also a clarifying question. Alcohol is a poison, correct?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
I would like to participate in this.
Yes, I would as well. I think Yotev is going to find like, he's gonna basically put his thing, his thing in. Maybe he's not necessarily going for a keg stand, but he is buying a keg, for the group. If we're all participating in this, he's gonna have a hose for himself. And a tap for and like a hose tap. I don't know this. I didn't college party in my youth.
Oh, God bless your soul.
You don't say.
No.
Then you don't really understand what a hangover is, do you?
Oh no, I do. I just didn't do like ragers like that. Because I'm antisocial.
I've only ever been hungover while I've been fighting.
Point being, he wants to cast enlarge on himself, to get himself a size bigger, so he could theoretically hold more.
Oh, God.
Okay.
And down as much as he can, out of the keg that he ends up buying.
Who all is participating?
I am
Wait,
not
how long
going to
does enlarge
participate.
reduce last?
1 minute.
1 minute.
You better
So
get
you can do
started.
this for
I'll-
1 minute.
Yeah.
Kenji's-
As soon he won't cast it until like he's getting ready to drink. You know.
Kenji and Yotev so far.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna participate as well. And the second I see Yotev get big, I'm gonna be like, hey, that's a good idea. And do it too, except for
You're gonna be a large creature.
Aiden, Varnex, are you guys doing it?
No, I am not participating.
I
in
will
this
drink, but
shenanigans.
not compete.
Compete. Got it. All right.
So the goal
So-
is to get more than 17 beers down in how fast?
There's not-
Just by the end of the night.
Oh.
So,
without
by the
throwing
time they do last call, yeah. So, Yotev, Kenji, Cassandra, please make Constitution saving throws.
Since this is being poisoned, I roll these with advantage.
And you guys all get +4.
Oh, shit. All right, well.
I rolled an 18 plus 7 plus 4, so I think I'm fine.
14 plus 3 plus 4.
Fuck. Plus, how much Varnex do we get for this?
4,
4. 4 from Dad.
It's just
It's
a flat 4,
Yeah.
flat 4.
so 14.
So like a flat 4.
21.
I was sure if it was a D4, if it was a 4.
What's 18
No, it's
plus
straight
7 plus
4.
14.
That's my constitute or my charisma
Yeah.
bonus.
Oh my God.
22. Is that 29? No.
What?
What's 18 plus 7 plus 4?
Oh, how much was that keg, by the way, so I can mark off for money?
Make it 2 gold.
2 gold? Tight.
Jesus. People are making ridiculous amounts of money today. We're giving a lot of people
Yeah.
a day off.
We've spent more money here than we
What is
have
the total,
anywhere else.
Cassandra?
29.
29.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I'm good.
Got it. Go again.
Was that just a beer? How far
This
ahead were
is
how far
more-
ahead were those people?
We're gonna keep going,
Oh, okay.
and we're basically gonna see who drops out first,
Okay.
based off of rolling, and then we're going to determine how much they got, and we'll keep going from there.
Is
Okay.
anybody placing any bets on this outside?
Oh, I forgot to do the saving throw last time. I did it as a flat Constitution check before. It's fine.
I got a
You get
28
another
this
14.
time, so 1 less.
18
It's still 14.
plus- 18 plus 3 is.
I'm shooting for
21.
consistency, baby.
25 no, plus 4 is 25.
I'm killing it.
Is anybody placing any bets on this, Mr. Dungeon Master?
Most people are, if they're putting bets on something, they're betting on like smaller groups. There are a few that are interested in the bigger pool, but they're sort of
What's the
'Cause I'm
prize
gonna-
for winning?
I'm gonna start yelling.
Your name on the wall, basically.
Bragging rights.
I'm gonna start yelling for Kenji.
Okay.
So I'm gonna,
Make a
I'm gonna
straight
put
charisma check.
5 gold on Kenji, but I'm gonna be in his corner. Straight.
By the way,
charisma.
Tanya's not here, right? She's at dinner with
Yeah.
yeah.
I got an 18.
It's best you
That
don't
doesn't
things
matter.
like this, dude.
She's gonna know.
Can I get the 3 of you to roll another con save?
Yeah.
Oh, I got
it's
a nat 20.
16
30, 20
plus 4
plus
plus 3 for 23.
Okay, so
24.
24, 23, and what's that at 20 total? 31. Okay.
7 plus 4 is 11. I need to write that down. I get a plus 11. That looks-
Go again.
23 again. It was a 10 and a 6.
23 total. It's like I did not expect to have a drinking contest tonight, but here we are.
No, but this is gonna be fun. I'm just gonna keep sipping on my coffee.
If Kenji threw up into your coffee mug, does it take on the flavor of
No,
thrown up
shut
coffee?
up.
Oh, just
Shut up.
checking.
That
No,
is
it tastes
disgusting.
like espresso right now.
But I'm just wondering if it like adapted, but you had to
No,
change
it's
it
the
though.
Black Sands coffee.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
accidentally deafened. Michael said that he is done drinking at this point. I'm so sorry.
Good call.
Good. Oh.
Good call.
Also question is this is just a side thing. Is Pocket Bard still playing or no?
Oh no.
I was like, it's been quiet.
Mm.
There we go.
Yeah, it's gone. We need this on like not combat music, but something more peppy.
No.
This
we
is
need
pretty
content.
bad.
Intense.
This is good.
Yeah.
We need
This
some
is,
dance
this
hall
is
music.
heavy combat.
Dance hall days. Oh, he hit the crossbar. Oh, sorry. He hit the crossbar on the kickoff and it went through. It was kind of cool.
All right.
Is
How many
Tanya
drinks
on
in
the
are
list?
we?
Cassandra, what was your 4th?
Oh, I didn't roll a 4th because I was deaf and didn't hear you ask for it. 16 plus 11 is 27.
Is that your 5th
25.
yet? 25?
Yeah, 25.
Oh, is this a new
I think
one that
this
we're
is my
rolling
fourth.
now?
This is my
Yeah.
4th.
5th for
Oh, then 18 plus 4 plus 3, so 25.
25.
Right? Yeah.
I've only rolled. Oh no, I have rolled 5. Never mind. I miscounted.
My 5th is 28. I haven't rolled under a 6, 17, 16.
How many drinks in are we?
It was 5.
Is it a 5 or is it like a multiplier?
So I'm gonna do this is every 2 drinks, so you are all on 10 tallies at this point.
Mm,
Right. We're catching up.
Are the dwarf and the Goliath still going strong?
The dwarf has tapped at a total of 14. The Goliath has gotten up to 13. Still lagging behind, but you have all gotten to 10 at this point.
excellent. I am about to fuck this Goliath. Not literally.
Huh. I didn't know that Kenji could do that.
We're about to find out a lot of things tonight.
All right.
Let me just turn this down to speed.
6.
Okay.
DC's going up again.
Oh, here it is. First bad roll. 8 plus 4, 12.
Two 15s for 19, 20, 22.
24. I got
22.
a 13.
How long does your thing last, Barnax?
It's
Your aura.
Passive.
It's forever.
It's forever? Oh, that's crazy.
Man's just
It's
hanging
permanent.
out, dude.
So, Yotev,
No!
you hit your limit. You've gone strong, but mostly due to pure size, you cannot contain anymore, you unfortunately do lose your lunch, which
You are out.
caps you out. You are
You are
out.
the weakest link.
No!
I feel good. I
Wait,
will.
wait. I need to just double check something, and probably doesn't matter. I just need to check what advantages I get as enlarged. It's only strength saving throws and strength checks. Okay, cool.
Oh god.
All right. DC goes up again. I need the two of you left to roll again.
Oh. I got 15, so 26.
That's not bad for a natural 20, so 27. And a 2.
Nice.
The
Alright.
the 2 would have been horrific.
So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You are both at 14. The Goliath tapped out at 14, so you are tied at 14. The dwarf has gone on to 15 and is tapped out.
Jesus.
Bet.
I need the two of you to roll.
Where are they at right now? Hold on, before they roll.
14.
How many total?
14.
I missed-
14.
14? Cass, what's everyone's constitution right now? Like what's their constitution
17
score?
plus 3.
17 plus 3? 18, so plus 4.
Yeah.
Yotev is gonna cast guidance as a cantrip on
So,
This would be resistance.
yeah,
Oh, be
guidance
resistant?
unfortunately is
Oh.
ability checks only.
Oh, okay, never mind. Sorry.
What is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th roll?
The one time I don't have
I had a
resistant armor
3.
on, crazy.
And then my second one was a 19
I got
Okay, for a total of-
16,
for
so
26.
I've got 27. I'm still beating you.
All right,
I
so
would
that
just
puts you both at 16.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
DC has gone up one last time.
I would
Good
just
luck.
like to point out. I would just
Mhm.
like to point out that Cassandra is competing against a piece of fucking wood. So
I want to beat the 17. Like,
I'm just
record.
putting it out. It's fine. I'm just putting it
You're
out.
at 16, so on a successful roll here, you do beat the record.
This is
Can I
weird.
use my
No, you tie.
inspiration?
17's a tie.
No, because
We're going up by 2 though.
Oh.
So it would be 18, so I'd beat it. Can
Okay.
I roll with can I use my inspiration to roll with?
If you want to use your inspiration, you can.
What a
Oh,
moment.
Drinking game? Oh my goodness.
I've got an 8 and a 19
Uh-huh. 4.
for 26, and I'm gonna fuck with this a little bit, and I'm gonna use one of my luck points.
Okay. Roll again.
I got another 19. Fuck me, I guess.
So
I got
26.
Yeah.
18 plus 11 is 29.
At this point, Kenji,
Yes.
despite your continuous removal of liquid,
It's not going fast enough.
it isn't, and at this point foam has started to topple out of the top of your mouth.
That's not
Um,
puking.
It's not puking, but there is a stiffness to your body as every joint has swollen to twice its size. You're out not by merit of vomit, but by merit of you can no longer move to pick up your next drink. You are
Hang on.
quite literally
Someone-
stuck
Someone,
as none of your joints work
in
anymore.
everyone's mind, someone feed it to me. Someone quickly bring me the next drink.
Let's see what I can do here.
Someone cast
Add more
reduce on me.
on him.
I would like to,
What if
To drink
what if
at
we
least
poke
2
him with a
more
needle?
than
Will it
Lan-
just start leaking out?
Lance the wound. Just lance
At
the
this-
wound.
At this point, that is considered a failure. I'm officially cutting you off here, buddy. 'Twas a valiant effort.
But he got to 18, right?
Yeah, you would have gotten with a 26. I will count that as a 17, which is a tie for the record.
Okay, dang it. So I lost my 5 gold.
can I continue to try to get the new record to 20 to fuck with like future people?
Sure, roll again. DC goes up.
I got a 17 plus 11 is 28.
At this point, Cassandra, you cannot hold it anymore. With
Bet.
the increased DC, that is not enough.
That's super fine.
You tapped out at 18.
But
Wouldn't
that's
it have
still
been
more
19?
than before.
Yeah.
Damn.
That
Would it have been 19? What did you have? A 28?
Yeah, we'll do 19.
I was just assuming the DC
I'm
was
gonna
10
look over
plus
to
number of
Yotab and be
points.
like, I beat you and the record and made a new one. I am the winner.
What's the name you're
Pass
putting
out.
on the wall?
Mm-hmm.
I will do my normal name because I don't know what you're talking about. It's Cassandra Ashling is how you spell it. CASSANDRA.
Oh no!
It is the slowest spelling.
LING
This
with some fairy wings on it because I get to sign it and I'm gonna put a cat in it. It looks magical.
This is the moment that we will look back on when they come and find Cassandra, that this was the inflection point. Yeah.
Decisions
Yeah.
were made today.
Yeah. Honestly, glad Yotep didn't fucking win. Really though, when they're like, yo, we fucking saw this on the side of a goddamn bar, we knew. Cooked.
I'm also yelling very loudly with this.
There was no way I was gonna win with the DC getting that high. No way.
You
I
were
don't know.
rolling for shit too.
I was rolling pretty shit.
But my only goal was to beat you and the record, and that's so I'm a winner.
Well, I'm not carrying your ass upstairs.
I can get small, and my cat will carry me.
Your cat's not gonna want anything to do with you because you smell like ass.
That's not how that works.
It's
Uh-oh.
fine.
This isn't like the real world, OEF.
Look, everyone, just get some crackers, get some bread, something to absorb it, and something good to eat.
You are as at this point, whenever people lose, especially if you spent a certain amount of money, they just drop a whole thing of sourdough in front of you and it's like, here you go. Like, get it absorbed, get it in you. They have some buckets on standby in case, but you all most of you have drunken yourselves silly. The other, I guess the other half of you have not.
While they're bringing stuff over, can I bother you for something extra that you did not bring?
Sure.
Could you bring me a like a cooking pot full of rice, please?
It's absorbed the liquid in his body.
Dry rice. There's no water.
I can at least
uncooked
guarantee you that
rice.
it will taste like the alcohol consumed tonight.
Do you make the distinction that you want it to be dry rice and not cooked rice?
Yes.
Okay. So yes, they bring over just a straight up basket of rice, confused as to why you want it.
I'll
Uh,
stuff
Varnex.
him in. Because he can't move, I'll stuff him.
Varnex, slip me in, Varnex, all the way.
He's like,
You have to kind of shuffle him down in, but you shuffle him underneath, and just the head is like outlined to be sticking out. Because he's like laying there.
I'm gonna be
Over the
like,
course.
Joseph, look at that stupid kid you
Oh, he
look
looks
at.
so good. Like he looks like a cabbage stuck in the ground.
You have to sit in rice to
As-
not be alcoholic.
As the night wears on, and if I can move, I'll take my, because Yotev threw up, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he
Yeah.
did.
I'm
Can I
going to hit. I'm going to move, and when I do, I'll grab my orb down and just trace it across his chest and hit him with it. And I will cure him of poison.
So Yotev, you're you feel like ass, but also it's been a while since you've gotten to this point of drunk. Kenji comes up and he starts playing with these really cool floating magical orbs. It's for someone who's drunk, it's the most interesting thing you've ever seen in a while. And then all of a sudden he sort of hits you in the chest and you go stone cold sober.
Can I, while I'm still very drunk,
Mhm.
take some of the sparklers and put them around in the rice? Because Kenji can't move.
Yeah, Kenji.
like a birthday. I love it.
It looked like the weirdest birthday cake you've ever seen. It was just a pile of rice with a little doll head sticking out of it. A bunch of sparklers going off around him. Kenji, the sparklers get a little close to your face, and considering it's fire, it's a bit concerning. But eventually it goes into the rice that's now soaking with alcohol and sputters out pretty quick as it just gets suffocated.
I'm really glad it didn't catch fire. The sparks didn't catch a flame. What a night.
That would look pretty.
The lot of you eventually are able to begin to make your way. Yotev, as you are hit, once the sparklers are done and Kenji is had enough of it absorbed out of him to move. You're still a bit stiff. It's like rough moving. And in fact, you probably think there's going to be some wear and tear on your joints tomorrow because of it. He hits you. You go stone cold sober, and as you go stone cold sober, you see that your daughter is standing there, having watched you get belligerently drunk, and she is make an insight check.
Oh boy.
Do
He sucks at these
I
two.
see her?
That's a 9.
God damn it, dude.
You suck.
Hold on,
Do
hold
I
on.
see her?
Hold on. Plus guidance.
Oh my god, dude.
You're awful.
You don't have guidance still?
I do have. I have guidance as a cantrip.
Before you do this, can I
Oh, sure.
can I relay something to him if he fails this? Whatever you say passively.
Here's the thing. A 10 is high enough to tell because it is really easy to recognize the look of disappointment that you have seen many times on her face in the past. As you get hit and you're met with stone cold soberness, there is a second wave of sobriety that comes over as you see a familiar looking disappointed face on her as she excuses herself upstairs to go to bed.
Can I, before, because I'm still very drunk and I liked her, before she walks away, do I notice her first?
Make a perception check with disadvantage.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
incredibly drunk.
Yeah. I knew that was coming. I got a 14
Yeah.
and a 17, so a 14, and you said perception, so
Yep.
a 19.
You do notice her as she's like on her way up the stairs.
I'll be like, Tanya, come drink with us. It's our first night in the city, and we are celebrating, and you seem so cool.
No, Cassandra.
Oh, I know she's so cool. You have a very cool daughter. Like, you should look at her. Did you see her? She's so very
Yes,
cool. and she's
yes,
so happy.
yes.
Do you think you should drink with us?
I'm gonna take my bar of soap and just put it in her mouth.
What the fuck?
Yo, I was gonna stunning striker, so I mean it's for the best.
She disappears up the stairs. and with that double dose of sobriety that you get, Yotev, I think that's where, unless there's something else someone would like to do to tonight, I think that's where we'll end the night's festivities and get you guys a long rest.
Punch Aiden for putting soap in my mouth.
Go for it.
Just sort of.
I don't think you're capable of hitting me with a punch.
Especially inebriated.
You
Yeah.
have to get a natural 20, I'm pretty sure.
I said I would like to try. I know I'm not gonna hit you.
Just
I
once you
just
roll
found-
2 natural 20s.
If that's happening, it's fucking fake. It can't be. It's impossible. You know the odds of getting 2 20s? I would
1 in
take 2
400.
damage.
I've done that a couple of times. It's really fun. I've rolled that double ones too. No, I would like to try and then fail and like fall. That's what I would like to do. Thank you very much.
Just not pass.
God, Cassandra's gonna be missing a couple teeth in the morning.
That's what I want to do. I want to try to punch him and then obviously miss and like fall over.
Is
Because I'm drunk.
I have a
When you
question
fall over,
actually,
I'll take my soup.
and I don't know if you'll allow it, Snooky,
Mm-hmm.
for Yotev. When I hit him, it ends one of the diseases. Could alcoholism be considered a disease? And if he wanted to, he could be cured of alcoholism, but he could always choose to go back. But it could be very easy for him
don't
to quit if he
think-
wanted to.
Alcoholism
It's
is a
poison.
is not a disease in the way that this is intending to.
Fair.
Like this is not the
It
flu.
Okay.
It is
ends
more of
in
like
immediate.
it's more like a mental
Okay. Yeah.
not mental illness, but like a mental affliction, I guess.
No,
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Cool. Just out of curiosity.
Good looking out though, for dear old dad over there who's doing so well. First night back.
Jesus fucking Christ, Snooky.
This is so on par for the course.
Oh
This
my
is
God.
exactly how I thought this would go too, and I'm like so in this right now.
I am sure that Killian and I have scanned the bar to see if anyone noticed when Cassandra was, shouting, and if anybody recognized Yotev.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check. Killian will give you advantage as he is helping you out.
Perception. What do I get for that? That's not very good. Well, I don't perceive shit because I got a 7.
Bro.
Okay.
An advantage? Damn.
I
thought
rolled
I
a
was
6
rolling like-
and a 4. Okay, and
I thought
get
I was
plus
rolling
one.
like hot garbage tonight.
That's pretty bad.
With that, eventually you all make your way upstairs, finding yourselves places to rest, or a place to rest in the same room in
Go
the
in
tent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go to my room.
Wait. Am I like capable enough to know to open up the tent? Is the real question. Because no one else can open up the tent. I don't think that she would. If we're being honest.
We are on a forever basis getting fucked by Cassandra.
I'll just like mage hand, like puppeteer her and make
Right
her
back.
pull the string.
That's not how
Uh,
it works. I have to mentally do it.
There is
I hope we get robbed tonight.
No.
the most unfortunate aspect to the entirety of your stay here, in that all of you basically have to sleep in that one room because there is no tent that is put up in the room. The the lucky part is that A, Kenji takes up like 0 space. B, Killian doesn't need to sleep, so he is he just stays downstairs basically to give you guys as much space as possible. But
I also take
Varnex,
space.
yes, and Cassandra takes up very little to no space. So Varnex, Yotev, and Aiden have to figure out a way to sleep, which probably ends up with at least one of you taking the bed, another one sleeping on, the other two sleeping on different parts of the floor, which isn't the most comfortable, especially considering most of you are probably very excited to be in a city, though you haven't had to sleep on a floor for a while, given the tent. But you all can take a long rest.
Is Cassandra able to control her size while she sleeps, especially while drunk?
Cassandra is, so the sleep control or the size control is not like a active thing she has to focus on. It is like a transitional thing.
It's like breathing. I just do it.
Are there like
So when I would have wanted to go up, I would have gotten small so that my cat could take me up.
just for the sake of knowing the layout of the room, plus also like for fuck it reasons, is there a like a dresser like in that room?
Yeah,
And like with the like drawers big enough, like if they were to slide out, could like a makeshift bed for Yotev be made?
It's like,
Yotev's small. Yotev's not that small.
He's not that small.
It would easily be able to work for Kenji and Cassandra.
Sure.
Yotev, no. That being said, the
Absolutely fine.
table, or the rooms basically consist of a twin bed, a like a nightstand, and then like a drawer or dresser sort of thing with a mirror on it.
Okay.
This is about what the room makes up. So Cassandra could easily sleep on the nightstand or on the dresser.
a window.
He's 3
Or
foot.
windowsill, yeah.
Windowsill on the-
Sure.
that's
Yeah, he's a
what I
3
like.
foot tall goblin, so like I get it.
Yeah. Just a little. It would be you'd be forced to be in the fetal position the whole time, and even then, like it would not be
comfy.
comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay, full
Um,
floor it is.
But with that, you all get a long rest in.
She couldn't get out of the tent.
No.
That's fine.
I
You
they
get a long
pointed out,
rest
and I was
in.
like, "There's no way that she would
We-
be like sober enough to know how to do it." And even then, it would be a chance of if she's opening it up at the just her personal one or the big one.
We have to figure out a way that more of us can open this tent so that this doesn't
Also,
happen again.
Every time she pulls the tent, she imagines the 10-foot tent. She's not conscious enough to be able to imagine that entire space. She'd fuck up your rooms. They would not. It would be a mess in there. If she had been able to.
That's
It would
fine.
have looked like it hurt.
When we came into the city, where did we
Enter from?
stable the horses?
Oh yeah.
A wonderful question. You could have kept the horses with you, and probably stabled them here.
Okay.
If you like to sleep outside with the horses, could always do that.
I got a bedroll.
I've
slept on the ground before. I'm a soldier.
Oh yeah. No, this is easy for
You're
you.
the biggest one. You should get the
Um,
bed.
No.
At any rate, as the morning comes, you all wake up. You are one by one find your ways downstairs. Obviously, Killian is the first down, as he never went up, technically. He just sort of sat in a booth, went comatose in the booth for a bit, and then came back. As you all make your way down, Yotev, Kinji, Cassandra, please give yourself 1 level of exhaustion for today.
I had a feeling.
Yes.
I bet.
Is there a place we can mark that? Do we mark that in
In
Or-
Foundry?
Foundry?
Um,
When
Yeah.
you click on
Under conditions.
conditions, it should be there. Yeah.
Where's that at?
Yeah.
Oh, it's in
Up-
D&D Beyond.
Up by your
Sorry.
health. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm using D&D Beyond. I don't know where.
In D&D Beyond, if you click on conditions right underneath your health, you can give yourself a level of exhaustion.
In
Thank
Foundry,
you.
it's right next to death saves.
Oh, thanks, husband.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Convenient.
And then there's a place for inspiration too. So nice.
With that, you, Varnax, you're probably the next up then. Being someone that's military focused, you're probably up pretty early most days
Yeah.
anyway. And then you also weren't one of the ones that got belligerently drunk.
I didn't drink at all.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I had coffee. I said I'm
oh,
not drinking
God.
at all. I'm drinking coffee.
And
And I
so you make
still
it down as well.
on a perception check.
Yeah. You make your way down. Aiden is down in the next like 30, 45 minutes. So it's you, it's Varnax, Aiden, and Killian downstairs right now. It's at this point that Tanya makes her way over. She puts down waters for the 3 of you, goes to ask if you'd like some coffee, realizes that you have your own, and then sort of turns towards Killian and Aiden to ask. Killian, of course, mentions that he does not drink or eat and will refuse the water as well, or rather just sort of push the water over towards Aiden, or hold it on for one of the drunkards.
Really
Actually,
quick.
Yeah.
As a point of order, because we had the bench and we forgot to do stuff with the bench. Just as a point of order, Killian and Yotev like brought it up like when we got back, like right away, and so it's in the room currently.
If you want, you could have slept on the bench.
Yeah, there you go.
Also, Yotev, please remove your exhaustion, as technically Kinji's sobering you up would have allowed you to get a good night's rest and not get a level of
Hell
exhaustion.
yeah!
You are
Thank
also
God.
able to be downstairs at this point, as coffee and water is handed out. Tanya kind of takes a moment and says, Vincent didn't want to say much about it, but mentioned that they got new schematics recently. So you're probably right in that they're using whatever it is they got from you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I hope dinner was pleasant.
Mom knows you're here.
Oh,
I didn't tell her necessarily, or I didn't willingly mention it, but she's a perceptive person. She could tell I was
right,
off.
right.
So
Oh, thank you. Can't tell that.
I don't know what you want to do with that. She's I don't know if she's expecting you or not to swing by, but she knows you're here. Just thought I'd let you know.
Thank you. It might be a good idea that Yotev do swing by and see her. Yotev has some questions for her that she might be able to point us in the direction with something unrelated to everything happening here now. About last night,
I actually, I have a couple of other tables I gotta take care of.
right,
So-
right, of course. Sorry.
Let me know if you need more coffee or anything.
Thank you.
And she goes off to go take care of other groups.
Well, that was awkward.
Am I awake yet?
Jesus.
Yes, at this point, after the awkward interaction, Cassandra and Kenji. Kenji, it's weird. You aren't familiar with being hungover. And it's less that your body has suffered the ill effects of being drunk, and more so that your body aches from a level of severe chafing at the joints, where every movement you make stings a little bit with pain, because effectively both the ball and the socket of your joints have swollen and were rubbing together that night before going back to a normal size. So it just sort of feels like they've been rubbed raw. So every movement just sort of aches. It almost feels like you worked out like a shit ton the day before, where just every part of your body aches and hurts.
Kenji, do you relay this when you like get down and talk to the rest of the party or nah?
That my body aches?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
Um,
I've never felt like this before.
Well,
But you
here,
have to take a look.
have some coffee. Or maybe just some water.
Yotev is gonna take a look at Kenji from like an engineering standpoint. You know, he's a doll, so
Mhm.
and if it's like an easy knowledge of knowing that, like, oh yeah, your joints need to be fix up. Like, this is what I can do. Like, they need to be greased up because they're like rubbing or whatever. Yotev would like to.
We'd be able to ease the pain and make it to where it's not as it doesn't hurt as much. Mechanically though, he'd still have a disadvantage or exhaustion.
Of course. He'll like work on him a little bit, you know. Do like a Tin Man needs some oil.
Mhm. With that,
Feels,
everyone's downstairs.
yeah.
Sorry, you're saying something, Kenji?
It's time to go to sleep again, right?
I agree. I would like my sleep.
No, we got things to do today.
Do we all have to do the things?
You made choices.
But what do we have to do?
Well, eventually we're going to have to investigate more about the thing that Aiden is curious about. We have to check the orb and see if there's any more activity happening on that. And we might have to go see Yotev's ex.
What?
Oh.
Why do we have to see your ex?
Well,
I wouldn't want to see my ex.
she knows that we're here. Somehow, a very perceptive person found out. Plus, her knowledge on higher beings might be useful to us in figuring out. And he's gonna point towards Kenji, our sparkling friend.
What?
If Kenji's the one still holding him, I don't know if
He travels
If-
around in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
He's back
Has
in
a
the
head
backpack,
that
yeah.
the eyes glow.
yeah, okay. I wasn't sure if that changed in the 2 years that you were gone.
Well, you
Or if
guys
Killian
kept the
was still
bag.
holding him. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. We did keep the bag.
We kept it and then we gave it to him the next day.
Yeah.
Like, it had only been a night for us.
Yes, that I understand.
Damn it.
She might be able to guide us more with sparkling. Plus, Yotev wants to know what she knows about the things that are happening around the city, if anything.
Sounds good.
All right. Is that the first stop of the day?
Unless anyone else has any other things that they want to try to do.
I can't be small. I don't want to walk.
Have Desna carry you. She can. It's fine.
I can't be small.
You can't be small.
I'm supposed to be an elf. Elves don't get tiny.
Oh.
I
Well,
can.
Cassandra, look at the wall.
Why?
Look at the wall.
Okay. What do I see on the wall? Oh,
Um,
maybe the
You see in big letters your name with fairy wings,
And a cat.
a cat, and a shit ton of glitter.
And a
I love that
shit
you
ton
added
of
the
glitter.
I love you so much, Caleb. I saw it far. Are other people's names now also glittery?
There is like a good. It's less that like the entire section around you is glitter. It's more like it's almost like someone took a paintball or like a balloon full of paint, threw it up there, and there's just streaks going down. It's like glitter with streaks going down the wall.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened here?
Oh man. Why'd you guys let me use the glitter?
You use some of your sparklers too,
What did I use the sparklers on?
because you tried to burn Kenji.
What do you mean I tried to burn? Why would I try to burn Kenji?
Kenji was sitting in rice, trying to absorb the alcohol, and then you put sparklers in it like it was candles on a cake, and
Oh, that sounds cute.
were you like blackout? Like, are you good? Or do you remember anything about last night?
I don't know.
Yeah, we all had to sleep on the goddamn ground because you couldn't even open your tent.
That sounds like a you problem.
Oh,
As
no.
you guys are
We won't ever need an inn. I've got this tent. We'll be able to sleep. You have your own rooms.
That
I don't
seems
have to
more
give you
like
your own
a.
room.
That seems more like a Cassandra problem, considering that's something that you offered to us.
I mean, sure.
I mean,
But
if we need to accommodate
if
for
I'm
rooms,
gone,
then we should probably
it's
do
not
it.
my fault if you don't have the tent. Like,
You need to
Well,
show
I
one of
have
us
to
how to
go.
open this tent while you're, if we have access to it and you're not here,
Yeah.
mentally or physically.
I don't know if it's possible. It's mine. It was made for me. Like, it is nobody else can use it. It's got like preventative measures of like people getting in without my permission and stuff. Like it's not just it doesn't work like that.
Fine.
It's like somebody trying to read your blueprints. They're not gonna understand them without you explaining it. Like,
If they're
and
smart
even
enough,
then-
they'll know.
Okay, but like, if somebody just picked up your journal and found it on the road, some random passerby, they're not gonna know what that means. Just like that. It's yours. It's like Killian's book that he writes in. It's only Killian's. It's also terrifying.
Right. We get your point.
It's so scary.
As you're having this conversation, someone comes, sort of younger, proportionally like mid-20s dwarf comes around with this little notebook, rips out a couple of pages and puts them on the table in front of you and keeps walking.
Is it our tab from last night?
No.
Oh. What are those pieces of paper?
You flip it over. They look to be like good, thick pieces of paper. One of them is a sketched drawing of Kenji submerged in rice with sparklers going off. Another one is of Yotev and Kenji and Cassandra like pounding back drinks. Another one is of the weird sort of time after where you see a stone cold sober Yotev, a sober Varnex, a sober
Killian.
slightly buzzed Aiden, and a completely drunk off their ass Cassandra and Kenji, as the two of you, as the six of you are all like sitting in a booth after the competition and after the cleansing. This seems to be a service that they do, where they just have this kid sitting there sketching interesting shit that happens in groups as they have their conversations. And in the morning when they come down, he comes by, rips those pages out of his sketchbook, and hands them out to folks. He's just still going around passing them out to people.
What does the kid look
I'm
like?
gonna say thank
Proportionally like 20-year-old dwarf, like
Oh, okay.
patchy peach fuzzed beard, fiery red ginger hair, that is mostly like it's shaved on the side and then a little bit taller with like a little bit of like a bun here. It's about general appearance of him. You know, struggling artist type.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so stressed.
You're telling Yotev's sister.
Thank you for the pictures. Can I give him money?
You could, if you want to go over and give him something. How much do you want to give him?
Oh, cool.
He takes it and goes, thank you. This is greatly appreciated. Very much not necessary if you're not wanting to do that, but very appreciated.
Nah, it's fine. These are great. I would like more if this happens again. I don't think it will, but
If you come back and want more photos, I can always draw them. Or if you just want to do like a posing for a group picture, I do that sometimes too.
How long does it take?
It depends on how big the group is, but normally like 5-6 minutes a person. And how still they can keep, because some of the kids I have to draw, they are too all over the place.
So, let me ask you a question.
Hmm?
You've seen many groups, you've seen many people, you've drawn many people. What would you categorize our group as? How would you name us?
How would I name you?
Although, wait, hold on. He doesn't know what I look like. That's unfair. I don't look like myself.
He does know what you look like because he drew you.
Not as a fairy.
Doesn't matter. The drunkards?
You're, well, if I went solely off of how much you drank, that would be most people who come through the bar would just be considered drunkards. You're a odd collection. I've never seen with sort of just pointed towards Kenji. Never seen someone so small and doll-like, or sort of points towards you and Killian. People as massive and I do not mean this in a mean way, but sort of generally terrifying.
Okay, well, this isn't what I look like, and I'm gonna like take off my hat because that's how you undo the spell.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put back on and be like, this is what I look like, and I can do this, and I'm gonna get small and then get big. And here's my cat with wings. She's interesting.
I've never seen that before either. So, strange, eclectic,
You need the whole
chaotic, maybe. I don't know what kind of. I don't know if I'd be able to just sort of name you off of what I've drawn, but sorry.
This is fair. You don't know us. It's a weird question to ask people who don't know us. I would like more pictures.
Strangers.
Strange strangers.
Honestly, it feels like you hit the nail on the coffin right there with the odd collection.
Well, if you want a drawing of what you actually look like, or your whole group, just sort of, I'm here most nights. Let me know.
I think that would be fun. I
Yes,
prepaid
yes.
you.
Get in the end zone. Get a
course.
touchdown. Sorry,
I know,
overtime.
I know,
We got
right?
49.
Dang,
So
overtime
close.
Super Bowl is crazy.
Yeah, there's like a minute left, and Kansas City's done.
All they got to do is score a touchdown and they win the game. Because San Francisco's already had the ball. Sorry. D&D.
You're good. You're good. He just sort of nods and goes, well, if I don't know, if you want more of a better answer, I can always have a longer conversation with you all. But I feel like asking a stranger seems odd. Like, you know yourselves better than I do.
But sometimes, first impressions for a stranger is more perceptive.
With that, he sort of nods and gives you your space. Goes about continuing to hand out large drawings to individuals around the rest of the tavern. And y'all are all free to do whatever you'd like.
I mean, Yotev's probably ready to finish up breakfast.
Mhm.
And Mosey.
Works for
Were
me.
you moseying first?
So you said, where was the like religious gathering place again?
That would be the
I can take you to it.
the prayer foundry, which is right here.
Yeah. Okay, and that would be like on the way towards like following those readings that we had thought we like the southwest area that we were thought about.
No
earlier.
less, yeah. I mean, it's directly south, so it would be for sure somewhat on the way.
Yeah. Aiden, while we walk, might be a good idea to check just as we travel, see if there's any readings that show up. But I think we should head out to the temples.
Yeah, sure.
You take it out and you focus, and it is back. That same white coloration, that same general direction. You begin to walk.
Let's go.
you make your way to the Prayer Fountain.
Making my way downtown.
A massive structure that when you enter into it, it has a number of different sort of entrances all around. It is a center part of the lower city, as it takes up a massive section of the lower city's main entrances and exits to different major pathways. This is basically sort of like the town center for the lower section of the city, as it has a good number of the different major roadways connecting not only to the upper city, but out towards the path that leads out of the city to the north east of here and the southeast of here. Both sort of meet in this central area where the temple itself rises out from. Let me see if I can get anything else for you. Primarily, this is a temple to Moradin, the All-Hammer. It is a octagonal structure resembling a massive anvil atop an iron shrine. Within, holy symbols and prayer coins are pressed and forged, while blacksmiths and tinkerers have their plans and creations blessed by the priests. You see what appear to be almost a very clerical in both the sense of being of a religious or holy demeanor, but also clerical in a very like ordered and structured business hierarchy sort of exchange, where you have a lot of these tinkerers coming in with blueprints, getting it blessed by these individuals, and then moved off to then be sectioned off, and like, you know, all their stuff is recorded here. It seems to serve a dual purpose of, as the tinkerer, your stuff is blessed and more likely to come to fruition, and as the city, you get sort of an influx of all of the different things being created, which allows them to keep an eye on potentially dangerous stuff that is being tinkered on within the city. As you make your way in, there are these little offshoots on the 4 of the corners of this section where they have sort of alcoves carved out for the other deities, the other approved deities at least. As you pass in, there are the ones you expect to see, the Bahamut's, the law bearers, the Raven Queen, and the like, as you sort of get a quick glance around. As you enter this holy space, Yotev, you see a very familiar looking individual. Would you like to please describe your ex-wife to us all?
God, how does one describe what Yotev perceives as perfectly radiant?
Taint.
So the woman standing in front is kind of a taller human. She has like a long kind of braided back blonde hair. Oh god, did I have a description for her? I actually never really described her.
Oh boy.
This is why I threw it to you.
He was
Yeah, no, I
he was
know.
drunk when you wrote it. Oh god.
Yeah. I never made like a minifigure for her. She is dressed in whatever attire would be necessary and for her, like her services at the temple. I don't super know what that is on like the top of my head. But when she turns around, I believe, if I have to look at these images of the kids again, because that's going to be where I get some of my information. She has these very bright blue eyes, and has like this really like kind of radiant aura, like of her. This is through Yota's perception of her anyway. She kind of like glows a little.
As you enter into this space, she is finishing a casting of ceremony as she is ritually going over what looks to be over just sort of a quick glance. For those of you with good passive perceptions, you can see it's some sort of planned out section of what appears to be some kind of massive cart-esque contraption, which is a it's almost like a mixture of a train and a regular pulled cart that is supposed to, once it gets a little bit of momentum, continue to turn and through an engine sort of cause some sort of locomotion. Exteriorly, it's sort of like the first attempts at a overland motorized vehicle. It looks incredibly intense. Very, very challenging. And as you sort of casually make your way over, Yotev, make an intelligence check.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, an intelligence. Let me see this roll. I gotta watch this roll.
Is it just a flat intelligence check, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's had such good flat rolls lately.
Oh,
Jesus Christ, dude.
I'm rolling like hot garbage tonight.
Tonight is not your night.
No,
Perhaps,
but it's appropriate.
perhaps you're a little distracted because as she finishes the ceremony, she looks up, and her eyes lock with you for the first time in a long time, and there is a moment of sort of like twisted emotion as you just sort of have a lock in your heart. And as that happens, we're gonna call it there. We're gonna have this conversation next week or in 2 weeks, right? As she just says, "Hello, Yotev. How good of you to stop by. We need to talk."
Oh, what's pretty, Yotev? Why'd you let her go? She's stunning. You're an idiot.
We roll initiative for fighting Cassandra.
Them's fighting words. Yeah. We'll pick up there. I believe we said we weren't able next week, right?
No, not next week. Traveling home from
Okay. So it'll be 2 weeks.
LA.
The 25th it is.
Thanks so much.
Do you know that that's like 2 years in a row that we've missed our anniversary?
It's intentional.
I don't like it.
I don't know how to turn this off. Jesus Christ, where'd it go?
You don't know how to turn it off, aren't you? The strummer,
I know.
the strummer man.
There's so many things open.
You try Alt F4ing?
Okay, bye.
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 You're just pressing the power button on your tower.